Mhm.
like all women, have the command spell. So it's been a while since we played Curse of Strahd. It's been, I think I'm checking my notes, but I think my last set of notes is does 412 sound right? Is that right?
Way
It's
back
been
when I was
Been
6 weeks.
a
employed.
month,
Yeah, long
yeah.
time.
Has
Is
it been
it
a month?
really?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe end of thing. But this is our 15th session of Curse of Strahd. So we're really burning through the times. As you all know, these campaigns last forever when I do them. So we'll be here until the 2030s, going, when are we ever going to fight Strahd? Never.
Yeah,
So
when Les was ending our Team A D&D part Pathfinder thing, he said it was going to end next month for like 2 years. Like we're
that's
almost
right.
there.
It
Like
yeah,
I'm getting
it took
short. So like, no,
it
you're not.
it took a while to sort of get that sorted, but and I'm still writing um the narratives. So we were supposed to have narratives that we were going to talk about next weekend, and that I'll be blunt,
Oh,
that's
right.
not
It's gonna
going
happen.
to
I wrote my narrative at
happen.
least partly for you.
Well, I wrote part of yours too, and I've got a lot of it done. And I've got Dan's right now is the one I'm finding most interesting. So I came up with I cooked up
Did you
some
write
interesting stuff.
an ending for each of his arms?
No, no, three separate endings. No,
Yeah.
but I put him in a very interesting future for him.
Ooh.
Something that I think aligns very well with what he said. But I and as I get them done, I'll be sending them out to everybody for a review and stuff like that. But
Dan's character was like the Zaphod Beeblebrox of D&D here. He had like he
yeah, he
like
was a
snap on
murderous
extra
Zaphod
arms. Yeah,
Breeblebrox. That's
yeah, extra
Oh,
heads, extra
wait.
arms, yeah.
Oh, he's the one with the
Wings.
three heads. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. He only Dan's character had a Glabrezu arm stuck to his chest. Sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
merged with a
Oh,
Glabrezu arm. So yeah, which he used to great
Very
effect on many.
Quato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quanto lives. But yeah, it's been a month since we played this, so a lot of
uh,
things happened sort of last time, and a lot of interesting things, and a lot of things that we sort of need to maybe talk about. So the big thing that happened the last couple of times is you guys finished up with the attack on the coffin maker at the coffin maker's place, and you found a couple of interesting things. One, the fact that there were vampire spawns in there, and that for some reason, it looked like they had been brought there in crates of some kind,
hmm.
and that they had either been hiding there or had been shipped there for some reason. It's a lot of questions, more questions than answers there. You also remember that the coffee maker Heinrich had like skedaddled the moment it looked like things were gonna go the party's way. He didn't want to get caught up in whatever madness that you guys were about to engage in. So he
Right.
skedaddled, and he skedaddled, taking with him a large locked box,
Oh, right.
and went into the city. Akutagawa chased him, and stuff happened there. But he chased him to a small, modest apartment in the city. And where he met up with a younger man, a dark haired, dark skinned, potentially a Vistani. And they were talking in this, and this is in the hour, it was like an hour before dawn. They're talking there. Akuda tried to scare them into letting him in or something like that, and then finally broke in. But they had taken the opportunity to sort of skedaddle out the back, and were nowhere to be found in this apartment. The sun rose, and you guys sort of went around town talking to people. It was a Sunday, so the festival, the weekend festival, the festival of the Blazing Sun was ended, and you could tell that the townspeople were very much sort of like well over it. None of that "all will be well" crap was happening. Even the constables weren't following anybody. And but as you were doing so, you did something happened. You're walking down the street, and something happened that made you sort of step up and take notice. As you guys were sort of wandering around, heading back in the general direction of the Blue Water Inn, you passed a woman that you vaguely recognized, and Hexanguine definitely recognized as one of the women from the Bone Grinder, from the
The
old mill.
hag.
And she had a basket of pastries with her. As
Oh,
she
no.
passed you guys, well, she didn't even pass you guys. She didn't get closer than probably 40 or 50 feet away, but she was clearly visible, was looking directly at you guys, smiled, and then ducked down an alleyway. And you guys rushed over there to take a look down the alleyway, but she had somehow disappeared or turned another corner or gotten out of sight. She wasn't there.
Great.
But Hexanguinate was like, I remember this woman. She was one of the she was the youngest ha of the hags that you remember, and it looks like that she has followed you guys to Vallaki, come here to blend into the townsfolk, so she can continue to do her evil doings. Not sure, but she's here. You guys have no doubt about it. Then you got together with Vasha, a Haggett. Yeah, that's in French. It's called a Haggett. Um,
That
you guys met up. You guys met up with Vasha. And he told you that he had talked to he had you remember last time you had dropped off the two young children that you had found at the windmill, brought them back, and he had found one of those, Luca, the young boy, the one who didn't speak very much or anything like that. He had actually located their family. They were a family of Glovers in Vallaki, and he had actually reunited them. He Luca had just disappeared one day, and they were distraught, and they were very thankful to uh, to Vasha for bringing him back. He told them that it wasn't him, it was you guys, and their father, who's a Glover, made you all each a pair of really nice masterwork leather gloves,
wow.
a
Except
set
for
for
me,
each of
right?
you.
Oh,
No, Vasha told them about you too, so you got a set as well.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
wow.
Kit
And
size, of
they're
course.
not magical or anything, but they are very high quality gloves. And this is a gift from them. It represents a fair amount of work on their part. They're not a wealthy family. But they were so pleased that you brought their son back. That this was they felt like this was the least they could do.
Okay.
Further, however, I mean, although Luca's family lives in Vallaki, the young girl's Raya, her family, he was unable to find, and he had some suspicions that she was of Vistani blood. Well, when she started, and he's placed her with a matron of his of his acquaintance, so she's safe and she's fed and that kind of stuff. But he hasn't been able to find anybody in town who's willing to sort of claim this little girl. And he got to talking with her, and he said that she was from one of the Vistani camps, and that her uncle Ari had brought her to the windmill and given her to the ladies there,
Oh
Okay.
which
no.
is a little, is a little rough. If it's, did this Vistani sell her? That's where Vasha thinks is like this was some sort of this is some sort of repugnant sale that this Vistani and that Vasha does not hold the Vistani in general in
Right.
high regard, and he's like they're born thieves. They'll sell their mother for a pittance, and he is only too willing to believe that that what Raya has explained, that her uncle Harry dropped her off at this thing with these women, that is absolutely legitimate. But it
Right.
sounds like that she's maybe from one of the Vistani camps around here. He doesn't get the vibe that she's come from very far away. So it could be something like that. But they were unable to find
So does
anything,
do
any
they
family for her.
do they have do they have a does she have a place? I mean, where is she? If
So Vasha has actually placed her. He, as a constable, he's familiar with several what he referred to as a matron. It's probably something along the lines of a foster family or an orphanage of sorts. He said he's placed her with a matron. She's safe. She's fed. This is a woman he trusts. You get the impression of. So yeah, she is safe, but she's not from here.
right. And did we talk to her and see where she wants to go? Like, I mean, it's hard if your family has done this to you, but
Yeah, she's about 4 or 5 years old.
oh,
So,
so
yeah,
okay.
she's not going to be super. I mean, she's
That's fine.
communicative,
Yeah.
but the veracity of what she's saying might be in question. And she's just gone through legitimately probably a very traumatic sort of event. I mean, these these hags were making people into pastries and feeding them to people.
Right. And they were
And go
yeah.
ahead.
They were doing that with children, so they
And
were
me.
her up. Oh, and you. Oh.
Yeah, they were going to make you into a pastry too. They weren't sure what to
Yeah.
make of you at first. At first, they thought that maybe they had kidnapped another child because you're not very big.
Nope.
But they got
Let's
the
Oh.
bonus plan
let's
there.
It was
he
going to
would
be a
have been
flambe of some sort.
let's chase
No,
her down
he
the
would
alley.
have been the potatoes of the pastry business.
Wes, I just wanted to compliment you on your hot peasants here, and they put a lot of points in Riz. Each of these images, like, damn, that looks like a movie star there.
So you're still
Uh,
chasing down the alley?
Hot peasants.
.com.
I'm doing my best with my AI tools at my disposal.
Yeah, apparently they can't do
Okay,
sick and
so
haggard. They got to
what's our
do like
next?
Well,
striped
there's a set of
chiffonade.
gloves there, right? Very prominent, figured prominently that has 6 fingers. So,
Yeah, well, we know he's gonna pick him up later, the six-finger man. Yeah,
I think
that's
that's a
awesome.
kudos glove.
that must be a kudos, yeah. So I mean, you take what you can get. These are more for ambience than
No,
veracity,
I
verisimilitude.
just like razzing you there. I used to razz you about your Cockney accent. Now I can razz you about your AI.
Yeah, I had to stop doing the Cockney accent. It
I
was
love the Cockney
terrible.
accent.
Everybody hates it though. Everybody's like, "You suck." Um, but then one of
Hello,
the next
Governor.
So, and then at sort of the end of last time, you guys went and saw Thalric, the smith that Vasha put you in touch with, who was willing to take on the idea of making you guys a silver sword with the coins that you had brought from Kadira. And so there was, there was it took him a couple of days, but at the end of the festival, he basically brought you there and said, I've got this. And what's more, you think he might have infused it with a little magic because he talked to you about some
Oh.
of this and had a little story to tell in that it was, um, the idea that he uh, is his family has always been a advocates or worshipers is the wrong word, but they always followed the old gods. And one of the things that he said is there was an old god called the Judge. And he sort of showed you this tarot card, or described a tarot card to you that he had been in his family for a long time. And he said, what I've done is I've taken this card and I've infused it into the silver. And you can see, if you look at it, you can see that the short sword that the Judge is holding is about the same size and design as the one he made for you guys. And even more so, is wrapped with a green cord, as is the one that he made for you is also wrapped in a green cord. And basically, he was like, "Look, I've put basically, he kind of said, I've put all the magic that my family has into this blade for you, so that it will work." It will work for what you're trying to do, because he's like, I believe that you guys are here for a reason, and I think that reason is to bring freedom to Barovia, to free us from the predations of our of the great spider that is our count.
Mm.
And so he took what little magic his family had passed down to him and infused it into the blade. So and made the blade so that it would look like the blade wielded by the woman, the Judge on the card.
And I believe Akutagawa is the one who's carrying that now.
I don't know. I know that it was Gwen's character who named it. Grughilda
Well,
named it Glimmer,
well, I
because he
was,
said that you have to every sword has a name.
and I would like to, because you had told us it was the Judge card after we'd put the name on it.
Mm.
What about two other suggestions for it is either Dread for Judge Dread
Okay.
or the Adjudicator.
Ooh, the Adjudicator.
That's very good. I do think that Akutagawa has it. I think because
Yeah, I
I've
think
been
he ended
using a
up with it
bastard
too.
sword But I think he's keen on the short sword. I think that's what we ended up deciding. Is he here today yet?
Not yet. It turns out it sounds like
Who's going to use it?
sounds like tomorrow's going to be making him a little late.
Who's going to use the sword mostly?
Well,
it's a
Kutagawa
short
is
sword,
the
so
logical one for a shorter weapon.
Well, what about a master sword for?
Well, we don't have enough silver.
You don't have
This
enough
is as
silver.
I
as we
think
can
that's
do.
the problem.
Oh,
But
Like,
eventually we'll
We
get
needed
a
8 more pieces of silver that somebody held up.
yeah.
No, then what's our next step, guys? To find the coffin maker and find out what's in that box?
Well,
Find
there's
the
the common maker.
hag?
We might want to try to hunt down the hag because she's a. We
Well,
know that she's a. Oh,
weren't we also given a an invite to somebody's house?
Indeed, you were for 2 days hence. Let's take a look at that, shall we?
Oh.
Oh
So
yeah, that one woman, right.
yeah, so in this says it's esteemed guests in our fair land, word of your presence in Vallaki and of your conduct during the recent activities has reached my ears with great interest. In these uncertain times, it is a rare pleasure to encounter individuals of such capability. I would be most honored if you would join me for dinner at my home 2 evenings hence after the festival, such as it is, has ground to a halt, so that we might speak in comfort away from the noise and spectacle of the town. There are matters of mutual interest that deserve a more refined setting. My servant will admit you upon arrival with highest regard, Lady Fiona Wachter.
She said
And
for
so,
dinner, not as dinner, right?
for dinner, yes.
Okay, just want to clarify.
hopefully she's not serving people pie.
It's people pie.
She's looking for a short cook.
So if we go to the Vallakian map, Lady Wachter's Lady Wachter's villa is this area that you guys have spotted before. And so let me just outline it real quick for you. So you guys have noticed this area before as being unusual. And so I'm gonna just sorry, this is taking a hot minute. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That is Lady Wachter's estate. The Wachters
Oh.
are, and it's the estate itself is referred to as Wachter House. And we'll just put that there.
Awfully close to the Durst Mansion.
It is awfully close to the Durst Mansion, isn't it? So,
yeah.
oh, there it is.
let me do this better here. There we go. That's much better. So, so yeah, it's a large estate, much larger than the Burgermeister's estate. So, one of the vibes you get from this Lady Wachter is that she is a very important noble of Vallaki, and potentially, potentially the most wealthy family in town, which would lead to some speculation, as to what her aims are, why she wants to talk to you. The invitation is written very oddly in that she says, "Look, word of your presence and your conduct during recent activities has reached my ears with great interest." All right, so that's one. So that point seems to indicate that she knows that well, obviously she knows you're here, but she also has at least an inkling of what you've been up to.
Right.
In these uncertain times, it's a rare pleasure to encounter individuals of such capability, meaning that if she is, that seems to indicate that she's not only aware of at least some of what you've been up to, but she's also aware that you've been successful
Right, she wants
in
to
those
use this
efforts.
for something.
Yeah.
If you would join me for dinner after the festival, such as it is, has ground to a halt, this gives you an indication that she's not necessarily aligned with the Burgermeister about these festivals and all that kind of stuff.
And do we know anything about like her family? How long they've been? Are they someone who was raised up when the count has come, or
We'd have to ask the constable. He could
Oh,
probably
Vasha,
slow down.
ask Vasha.
Yeah, if you want to ask Vasha about Lady Wachter, he will tell you that she is the latest scion of a very old Barovian family. He doesn't know if she predates the arrival of the Count, but most people around here cannot. Well, obviously, no one alive can remember the arrival of the Count. All they really know is that that Barovia was once a prosperous land, and then then there is the coming of the Count, and now it is it is a different place.
oh,
But it's possible, Vasha would tell you that it's possible that her family predates the coming of the Count, but a lot of those records are destroyed or unknown or just unavailable to most people.
okay.
She would know.
But she wasn't installed by the count.
No, she's Vash well, so Vasho gets thoughtful when you ask him that question. So he would say it's even the burgomaster was not installed by the count. His family has been burgomasters here. His surname is Vallakovich. So they are the burgomaster's family and the town of Vallaki are intertwined, and they go back centuries and probably well before the coming of the count. The Wachters are also a old family and maybe as old as the Vallakoviches. Um, he's not sure it's possible that there have been some Wachter burgomeisters in Vallaki. Certainly they are wealthy. Equally certainly they are influential in town. But Vasha is like, you know what? I couldn't tell you for sure whether she's allied with the Count or not. He says, look, if I'm speculating, no one succeeds in Barovia without making at least some concessions to Count Strahd.
Okay.
Now, what the nature of those concessions might be, and that goes for anybody in power, what those concessions might be, who knows?
Do we know remember there was the carriage that wanted to take us somewhere?
That was the Count's carriage that met you outside of Durst Manor.
Right.
And it was an empty carriage with no horses, and you went inside, and there was literally a message from the Count there, saying, say the word, and I will take you to the castle, and you will meet, and we can meet and discuss things.
Okay.
And you guys, in my opinion, wisely opted out from doing that.
So
Would have been
historically, that was the first horseless carriage.
Maybe it might be. But you saw once you refuse, you saw a vision, and so there was a couple of things that happened in the carriage that were interesting. One, the note to you guys was addressed to the employees of Musif and Kadira, which was like, no one here in Barovia has ever heard of Kadira. It's not a place. Nobody here has ever heard of that, but Strahd has, and he knows you guys are from there. Now, keep in mind that he knew that you guys were coming because remember you were attacked as soon as you entered the realm. So at least he had an inkling. But to know who your employer was and that you were from there, that lends a. He knows more.
Employer's deceased now. Is that correct?
The wizard that came with you is definitely deceased.
Okay.
He got torn apart by werewolves pretty much in front of you. But Musif, the first guy, the main guy, the merchant prince from Kadira, he didn't come with you. He's in Kadira, at least as far as you know.
Right. Of course, he didn't come with
So
you.
essentially, we got 2 days before this meeting with Lady Wachter. So what do we want to try to do? Find the coffin maker? The hat is going to be much more elusive.
Is that now that the festival is over, don't I have
your suit of armor has...
Yes, armor, thank you. The luggage was what kept coming to
Oh,
my
that's true
head.
too.
My luggage is ready.
The other thing was
Because they were adjusting that for you.
Yeah.
Vasha was going to check at the church to see if that case was some saint.
Saint Andrel, yes. So one of the things that that you learn from Vasha is that in a couple of weeks, the Festival of Saint Andrel, which is Saint Andrel's is the Church of the Morning Star here in Vallaki. So you'll remember when you first came to Barovia, you were taken to the village of Barovia, from which the land takes its name. And you were hidden in a Church of the Morning Star. Now, the Church of the Morning Star, you're not sure what the analog here is. You talk to them a little bit, and it seems like a bit of Shaylin and a bit of Iomade and a bit of Sarenrae, all sort of melded together. Mostly Sarenrae. It's a light goddess, god of the morning, goddess of the sun, that kind of thing. Saint Andrel, and Vasha doesn't know the whole story, but Saint Andrel is the patron saint of this particular Church of the Morning Star. And in a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks from now, is the Festival of St. Andrews, which is an annual festival that takes place in Vallaki. And one of the things that occurs during that festival is a large parade goes through the entirety of town, and they bear the bones of St. Andrew with them in the parade. And when you described the box that Heinrich the coffin maker had, he's like, that sounds a lot like the box that contains the bones of St. Andrew. But he's like, I haven't heard anything about the bones of St. Andrew being disappeared. Who would steal the bones of a saint?
An
Who
evil
would steal the
coffin
bones
maker.
of him?
And well, Vasha seems a bit dubious. He's probably he speculates. He's like, it's probably not that. But if you want, you can go down to the Church of the Morning Star, talk to Father Lucian, who's the head dude there, and see if the bones are missing. If that's a thing.
Well, that might be a lead to find the Heinrich.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
So you've got a couple right now. You've got a couple of things going on.
Yeah.
Raya, the child's family, she's safe now, but maybe there's obviously some friggin' in the riggin' there. You have the bones of Saint Andrew, which may or may not be in the possession of Heinrich, and Heinrich imported some vampire spawns, and he's hanging out with a Vistani guy, and they escaped Kutagawa. So they're obviously not on the up and up. There's something fairly hinky going on there.
Was the woman who asked us to look into, she felt like he was acting strangely. Were they friends? Is he
Neighbors more,
yeah.
more like
Neighbors.
neighbors.
Okay. So we don't know that he's on the up and up. So he could be working with the Count, or he could be doing something really shady there.
I think he's probably a pawn of the Count. Doesn't have any choices.
Mm.
Could be a pawn of the Count, could be, but knowing what he knows might be valuable.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. Then you've got this invitation to talk to Lady Fiona Wachter. Possibly, you could go on both ends of the spectrum. Possibly a powerful ally against the Count. If you're on one hand, if you're looking, historically speaking, if you're looking for the people who were the most dangerous people to the king, it was the high level nobles. Throughout history, they weren't worried. Kings aren't worried about peasants. Kings are worried about dukes. Because their thing. And if Lady Wachter, Lady Fiona Wachter is a high level noble and an old aristocrat from Barovia, she could be a valuable ally, and that may be why she's wanting to talk to you. On the other hand, if she's an ally of the Count, which it sounds like anybody with any measure of real power is an ally of the Count in some fashion.
Right, has to play the game at least.
Yeah, or has to play the game at least. Then you could be walking into a trap.
Right. Well, so before we go there, I think it would be a wise idea to get the new luggage. But I don't know that we have time to go out to the camps, because that's in 2 days.
Yeah, well, we got to get you were getting your armor refit, correct?
Yeah, right.
We need to see if that's done as well.
If that's done, it would be nice if it were done by the dinner, because in the event that it
I'd say
is
you get that as quick as we can.
trap. And then we have the two things. We have the hag and the priest. We might be able to try to talk to the priest. That might not take that long, but the
Right.
hag seems like a burning thing in town. Did we
Well, the hag's
ask?
going to be tough if she's in town. She could be anywhere. And
Oh,
she
Yeah.
knows we're possibly looking for her, which makes it tough too.
And the church, the smithy is on the direction of the church anyway. So
True.
On the map, do we have can we mark where we last saw? Where is
Keeping with the hag's theme, I plan to turn her on a s'more when I see her.
where it was?
Some
So-
more what?
Or
All right.
milky
So here, let's do this. So when you guys, let me get rid of some of these. So this is thing.
Well,
So
that line that you drew, Les, was the line that the coffin maker and the other guy took.
that's
Mhm.
right. It was, wasn't it? Hold on.
You
a
can
second.
take that off unless that's germane to something.
It's not really germane, but yeah. So you guys saw them. It was sort of in town in this area right here. And that's sort of how they disappeared. So it was kind of like as you were moving in town, you would run into some places. You passed the blue water, and
Did Vasha know the name of the apartment where the coffin maker went? Does he know who that
he
guy was?
didn't.
Okay.
He was able to tell you what he can tell you about those places is that they are they're not expensive places. Oftentimes, poor,
Big
I don't want to say
turnover.
poor people. It's for
Airbnb.
well, no, I mean not so much Airbnb. People live there, but they're cheap, and it's usually
Right.
craftsmen, tradesmen, peasant types, that kind of thing, who live there. They're modest, and they often change hands
Okay.
swiftly. People move on. People's
Well, you'd think
people.
the coffin maker would eventually go back to his business.
That's true.
Well,
You could check
and
that out.
Yeah.
See if he went back
Yeah.
to his house.
Well, I think we
we
hit
had-
that after we checked the smithy and the church to see if they're missing
Yes.
some
Right.
relics.
And we
Okay.
should
But it
ask.
could be if we ask around where we spotted the Haggett that especially if we did it sort of sideways, we could ask like oh, we saw this woman carrying beautiful baked products. Describe the woman, really lovely, but and see if somebody knows, like maybe she's selling them locally, maybe they saw her at some sort of a market. Like see if we could get a line that way on her.
Yeah.
You
Well, and
spotted her, if I recall correctly, you spotted her in like this area.
Ah, okay.
Because you guys were actually on the road to go see Vasha when you spotted her.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to go from house to house and just
Start kicking down doors.
assume that they're all shapeshifters and
Spanish Inquisition.
put them to the sword if they don't know anything.
Les, the other thing I'd like to do is ask the neighbor who brought us the coffin makers, was worried about the coffin maker in the first place.
Magda,
To keep an eye out for him.
Right.
And if she does see him, don't tell him we're looking for him, but to let us know first.
Okay. So her house is like right about here. Hold on.
And then do we ever get the name of the woman who was being enticed by the vampire spawn and didn't get
Mm,
sucked
No,
in?
she disappeared. So Magda's house is like right there.
okay. So she might be able to let us know if he returns. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think the vibe you got was that they weren't necessarily related to each other, but they've been neighbors for a long time, and they certainly she was worried about him, is why she contacted. She eventually came to you guys.
Well, we don't know that he's not being pressured or in danger somehow, but we just can tell her that we saw some rough types and that
Well, he might have been charmed too. I mean,
right.
I
And that-
understand vampires have that ability.
Indeed, they do.
And that he sort of like ran away as we were fighting these rough types. We don't have to say they were vampires.
Oh
And
no,
They
no.
were
I don't think we
technically,
tell her all that.
yeah, technically, I think from your guys' eyes, they would be spawned.
mm, and just we're concerned, we want to make sure he's okay. We want to find out he ran into the night. We don't know if these toughs, caught up with him.
Well, we need to go by the flower shop and get a bunch of rose thorns.
Mm.
Throw those on the ground. A vampire can't go over them unless they pick each and every one up.
Put
Oh.
out some salt.
No, rose thorn.
Rose thorns? Is that I'd already
That's
heard
that's an
salt.
old wives' tale.
Okay.
Well,
No,
and
no real
Vasha,
vampire would be so inclined.
Oh,
Vasha
and
was going to get rid of the bodies for us after he got rid of the heads at his house, gave us each a fang, and then he was going to send some other people over to get rid of the
fine.
bodies that were in the caskets.
Mhm.
Spawns.
Yeah, he was going to send out because you guys hid the bodies in the caskets in the main room.
Yeah.
What were we doing with the fangs?
He
So
gave them to us as a
Serial killer token?
kind of.
no, as an identity thing to another group, and I forgot
Oh,
which
okay,
group.
okay. All right. I'm gonna put that in my inventory then.
So Vasha
Yep. I
basically
think we
was
only
like,
got one
look,
thing.
there, and he didn't come right out and say it because he does, he's friendly with you guys, but there's a lot that he doesn't know about you. So he said there are basically he described the things as there are certain groups of people throughout Barovia that will recognize these, and it may gain you entree into places that you wouldn't otherwise. It would be a mark of confidence for you to show these to certain kinds of people. Basically he's without going too putting too fine a point on it. It's basically you killed vampires, and to show somebody that you've killed vampires means that you're on one side of the big equation. So, and that could help for people who are nervous about spies and quislings and things of that nature. People who work for the Count do not kill vampires.
Right.
Else they become food for them. Yeah, kind of gang affiliation. It's a little black gang affiliation.
When you start collecting fangs.
Speaking
Okay.
of gang affiliation, Eric's joined us.
That's
Hello.
why
Yay!
that's why the locals have outsourced us to an
Here's
immigrant
the sword
population
bearer.
to handle this.
Sword bear. So instead of Glimmer, we're calling it what now? The Adjudicator?
Oh yeah, they changed the name of Glimmer to the Adjudicator.
Nice.
Call it
I like
whatever you
Stabby
want.
McStabberson, but Adjudicator's nice too.
Stabby McStabberson is nice.
Dabby
Dabby
McStabberson.
McStabberson. That's a
You
good
know,
one.
you can name it
What's-
some goblin name.
I once heard somebody refer to the ancient Romans as a very stabby people.
Stabby McSilverson.
Stabby McSilverson. Ooh, that's pretty good. You definitely feel like the sword has a female character.
Has
Mm.
its own personality.
Yeah, and it does seem. I mean, it hasn't done anything that says, "Hi, I'm Stabby McStabberson, your female sword." But
From experience,
keep
if
it.
it says
That's
it's
awesome.
fine, it's you better be watching out.
Well, yeah, yeah. Is everything fine, Stabby? Everything is
It's
fine.
fine. Oh
Just
god.
go ahead, do what you want.
Yeah.
But I mean the old man. I mean you remember that Thalric put old magic in there, and old, and you're guessing that the magic is this is pre-count magic when he
Mm.
built you this. So and it could be, and he put it in there. But you don't know what it'll do, and you don't know what it could do, but maybe he has infused this sword with the spirit of something.
Oh.
Well, and Eric, you'll have to be kind of careful not to be brandishing that out in the
Mm.
open. That could get you in trouble.
Do we have a nice scabbard?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
he-
a scabbard.
Yeah, he made it's serviceable. It's certainly not as nice as the blade, but you might not necessarily want to have a hugely fancy scabbard for
Yeah,
this
I
thing.
agree. That kind of disguises it a
So
little
if you
bit.
draw the sword immediately, put it in a different scabbard. Apparently somebody's Torso, maybe.
Well, I mean, imagine the reaction you would get from the people of Vallaki if you drew a silver sword and attacked somebody with it in front of a bunch of other people. Well, there would be first, a lot of people would be shocked, and you would be even among sympathetic people, the sympathetic Wallachians, you would be literally the talk of the town.
Not
These
that he
guys,
isn't already.
these guys have a silver sword. It would be front page news, for lack of a better term, all over the town. The problem with being front page news with a silver sword in a town full of Strahd spies is that almost certainly you would draw the sort of attention that, I mean, let's be honest, you guys are already drawing certain kinds of attention.
Why?
But
Just because we got 2 7-footers and 2 2-footers? Come on.
exactly. Right. But you're not, I mean, you're talking, this isn't a gigantic town, and you guys are very obviously not from here. And so people are probably talking. Now, a lot of people are friendly to you. Nobody's being obviously unlimited, but you've already noticed on more than one occasion that you're being spied upon.
Oh, yeah.
And it's almost certainly the Count's men.
Okay, Akuda, I've got a great thing we're going to do. We're going to buy some silver paint, and we're going to go around to all the constables, pull their swords out, and paint them silver.
There you go.
Put them back in their scabbards. Next thing you know, everybody in town's got a silver sword.
The old razzle dazzle.
Question.
Yep.
Do I still have a vampire head?
No.
No,
Oh.
you gave the heads of the vampires to Vasha to dispose of.
Oh, right.
And he gave you, I don't know if you were here for that conversation, but he gave you guys back the bulk of the teeth. The
Okay.
incisors, vampire
One
incisors.
tooth for each of us.
Wonderful. Thank
And
you.
one
He also said
himself.
he also said he was gonna send some guys up to the coffin maker's house to get rid of the rest of the bodies that you guys put into coffins in the showroom. Surprise!
Well, you gotta show those coffins off.
I think this coffin is very nice for my aunt. Ah, yeah. Let's see what the cushions look like. Ah!
A steep discount, right? It's already been used.
All right. So everything
It's
we
a
talked
double.
about so far is literally Vallaki specific stuff.
Right.
But let's remember the first day that you were here, the first or second day. Madam Eva summoned you guys and did a Taroka reading. And you have, I mean, there was talk of things like destiny and fate has brought you here and things like that. And you've got some pretty specific things that you have gotten because came up of the Soroka. So basically, there was it was 5 cards. The first card represents the tone. The first 3 cards represent weapons, for lack of a better term, that you can use against Strahd and that you must have in order to be powerful enough to fight Strahd. And that's the Tome of Strahd, the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind, and the Sun Sword. And the Taroka cards, for the Tome of Strahd, Madam Eva said, look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night, and very much so, Mother and Night were capitalized. So when you guys talked to Vasha about this, because Vasha was like, tell me what Madam Eva told you, and we can look at it. So he can tell you that if you look over here, Lake Baratak it is well known that the mountains above Baratak are home, and the forests around Lake Baratak are home to werewolf clans.
Yeah,
And
if you look in on the map, you see a little wolf head over a cave.
A den of wolves overlooking a mountain lake. That's a mountain lake. Now, there was theoretically another possibility. Luna Lake is partially around the mountains, But Vasha was pretty sure, but there's no real discussion of like werewolves living down around here. So he was pretty sure there are definitely werewolves living in these mountains, in the Svalich woods, in the Svalich mountains here above Lake Baratok. So he thinks that that's what that means. Then you asked him about the holy symbol of Ravenkind. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. Well, that's Argensvost. So he told you the story about Argensvost, which was a silver dragon. Legend has it that this was a great silver dragon that was one of the rulers of Barovia before the Count Strahd came. And when Strahd came to Barovia, Argynvost, the silver dragon, was led the anti-Strahd forces back then until he was defeated. Argynvostholt is it's a ruin now, but it used to be the castle that is historically associated with Argynvost. If he's saying the holy symbol of Reagan, a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon, look to the highest peak, he thinks that means Argynvost.
So that's sort of like past the camp. So once after the dinner, we could go to the camp.
Mosey that way, yeah.
Yeah, and then keep on keeping on, to check out.
What's that red box at the Luna River crossroads indicate?
The Luna River Crossroads, yeah. So that is the crossroads where
That warm?
there have been other Vistani out there, other attacks. That's usually about the area where you get about as far beyond, when the influence of Vallaki sort of dies out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because there's a couple I think maybe were there wolf sightings?
Possibly, yeah. They told you that maybe go hunting out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and then
'cause
there's
we
this.
lied about that. We said we were going wolf hunting when we were
That's
really
right.
going
When you
hag
were headed to actually go into the old mill.
Yeah.
When we were
So, and
hag
then
hunting.
there's the third card, the third weapon that Madame Eva talked about was the Sun Sword. Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek. The only tower that he knows about that's on a lake, and this is like on an island in Lake Baratok, is this old abandoned tower. And Basha would be like, there were discussions that like an old wizard or an old lich lived there, but it's been abandoned. Lick, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But that it's been abandoned for years. No one lives there now, but it is on an island in that lake. And then there were two other cards, and one
That's
of them.
on the way to the den of wolves in the mountains.
I'd rather go to Argensfalls first.
Well, and then there's Kresk, which is a city, and Vasha will tell you that while there are supportive people who would support you here in Vallaki, Kresk is a bastion for those who, fight the current power.
Okay.
So the city,
And
it's
they
a walled
completely left
city.
out the winery.
Oh, so that's out there by the wolves.
Yeah, and there's the south of there is the Wizard of Wines, the man who makes the vineyard that makes most of the wine here. There are several places throughout, but Kresk is about as far from Castle Ravenloft as you can get in Barovia. Now it's quite close to the mists, he says.
Right, yeah. Well, we definitely want to check out the little girls. See if we can find the parent situation, right?
Do the Wizard of Wines have any dessert wine that would pair well with pastries?
Almost certain. They've definitely got pastry wines out there. So if you could put the hag and the wizard of wines together,
they might have some.
It's like Paris in the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's the three things. And then there were two other cards. One is Strahd's enemy. Evil's bride is the one you seek, and you learn about Irina, who has sort of been chased away. She's originally from the village of Barovia, but she had been chased around. And Strahd wants to capture her. And she had been in Vallaki as early as 3 or 4 weeks ago. But has moved on. You don't know where she is right now, but Vasha has certainly heard of her. But if you can find her and make her acquaintance, Madame Eva thinks that she could be a strong ally to you.
Okay.
The
Did
other
we ask Vasha? I'm sorry. Did we ask Vasha about the hags, or did we tell him
We
about
did
the
tell
hags?
them about the one hag that we cited.
Yep.
Okay, we did. Okay, good.
And he said that he would tell the constables to keep his eye out, and then got a description, but from you guys. But he did not know until you guys came back from the mill that there were hags out there or that they were doing anything. When you guys came back, you guys came back from the mill with 2 young children and some creature who seems very hot.
Right.
That was a strange thing.
He's Latin.
Yeah.
He's got that Latin blood.
You're getting a terrible Yelp review for your windmill.
And then the reality is
0 out of 5 stars. Do not recommend going out.
Madame Eva said that you would find Strahd in his castle. And when the time was right, when you were ready, when you had the weapons, when you had the allies, when you were ready to attack, that's where he would be. In the place, he says, he lurks in the depths of the darkness, in the one place to which he must always return.
Oh.
And that would probably be the dungeons in his castle.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so there's things happening in Vallaki, and there's things happening outside of Vallaki
Right.
that if Madame Eva's right and you have a destiny here to end the rule of Count Strahd in Barovia and free this land from the mists that keep everything sort of bottled up here. You're from outside of this. I mean, you're the game changers. You're the people, potentially the people who are able to change things just because of the fact that you're not from here. You don't have the baggage that the people here live under.
Right. Okay.
So that is a lot of different options,
Yes, it is.
which makes it incredibly difficult for your DM to deal with because he doesn't know what you're going to do next, and therefore does not know which map to prepare.
But I think that, I mean, we have to stay. I mean, I think that some of the traveling will take more time, and we have this dinner engagement.
Right.
So
Unless we're going to complicate things even further.
Oh,
we're
good.
gonna assign one person to each of those locations.
Yeah, we're gonna break up the party.
Well, Vallaki, so I mean, even you guys have been in Vallaki for coming up on about 2 weeks now, and you've noticed that people have noticed you. You've been spied upon. You've been directly invited to come to Strahd's castle and have rejected that. You've demonstrated pretty clearly that that you're not on Strahd's side, which certainly heartens a certain slice of the population, but also probably makes you the enemy of a certain slice.
Do we reject it? I know it's pretty my time, or do we just ignore the offer?
We kind of turned it down.
Yeah, I don't know if you said no, we're never coming to you. I think you guys
we knew that clerics
left.
don't travel in carriages well.
Yeah, they get a little motion sickness.
Yeah,
I just want to know when
it's a mess.
We're being tortured. I can try to pull the these guys. We can move her.
The other thing we need to find
Just a
out
hitchhiker.
is the
I just met them.
weaknesses of werewolves. Because if we're going to go into a werewolf den, that would be nice to know.
Good point.
Yes. Wonder if silver also is a thing for that.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be, which means we're going to be throwing a coup de gawa a lot.
You're just going to build like a small Akutagawa trebuchet?
Coup de gawa spear.
Well, yeah, I figure we get some sinew and use myself and the monk as the arms, and we just start flinging a coup de gawa out there like a big ballista bolt with the with the silver sword forward.
It'll be like an anime attack,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go.
Go to the church.
The smithy has finished up your armor, and then hit the church to see if they're missing a relic or if they'll tell us.
Yes.
Then we'll try to find the coffin maker in the day left, and then go see what Lady Wachter wants.
Yeah.
Wagner.
Sounds like
And
a
also
plan.
if we can get a news on the hag, we could
Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of put an APB out for her via Vasha. Um, that's probably the best we can do at this point.
okay.
Well, keep in mind he's one constable, and while he has friends on the force, there's probably a limit to how much he
Yeah,
can do
well, I
on your
mean,
behalf, you know.
right, but they at least know the lay of the land, and we
Right.
I hate to say two half orcs going, "Hey, have you seen a woman selling pastry?" That's not really going. Yeah, I want to tell you everything.
Of course, we can dress Hex and Akuda in little kids' outfits
Yeah,
and
there
just
you go.
send them out there.
Oh yeah. Put them out there at night sitting on the park benches.
Playing ball.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Going,
should
"Where's
ask
my
actually
Like, have you
because
seen my mommy? Yeah.
that's her that's the way she rolls. We should see like have children gone missing in town. Oh wait, do we know that already?
I
The
want to
children
dress
There
like
definitely have been. Yeah. I mean, so Vasha would explain to you guys about people going missing. So people going missing in Barovia generally and in Vallaki specifically is not nearly as unusual as it should be. People disappear. Um, Old, young, of all races, types, and colors. Now, what Vasha will tell you is that often as not, when they take like missing persons reports and stuff like that, they're it doesn't take too long. They ask a few questions, and there people fall into certain categories. Um, Enemies. So the first category of people who disappear are people who have overtly stated in public, perhaps mistakenly, perhaps drunkenly, that they are against the count. Okay. So people who make the mistake or get in their cups and they say bad things about the current leadership, sometimes they disappear. Second, and this is even more disconcerting than that, is young, healthy adults from poorer families will disappear. And to Vasha, he goes, those are really well, I guess it shouldn't be the worst, but it's the ones that happen more often than he likes. He says if somebody speaks out openly against the Count, they're provoking a response. The Count has many spies. The Count has many servants. It's tantamount to suicide by cop, right?
Right.
But when young adults, in the flower of youth, they're just embarking on their adult lives, and they disappear. That's what makes Vasha feel the worst. He says these are young people who are in the flower of their lives and are just taken. And he dares, he's like, I dare not, speculate on why. But once taken, they're never seen again. No bodies, no bones. He says he can say that he has done a couple of investigations in some of these disappearances. And on at least one occasion, he has gotten pretty solid evidence that a person who was kidnapped, a young man in this case, was clapped off in a armored carriage and taken east along the Svalich Road.
East, that's where the Count's castle. Right.
Yeah. Castle Ravenloft is to the east.
Yeah.
He goes, I can only assume that's the end point of that trip.
So his open case files have got to be huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of missing people here. And then there's the idea of, and then there's the third group is just like, I don't want to say random, but it includes children, like Raya and Luca, or Luca in this case, who
Kind of
disappear.
opportunity.
Yeah, it's more like that. Sometimes uh, sometimes somebody will disappear and then they will be seen again at night. Um, Never again in the day. Sometimes they will be seen at night. On he goes, and everybody knows not to interfere with them or to speak of their disappearance. It's
Mhm.
Well, he's like, it's, people are like, there was one notable incident, it was like several years ago, where somebody disappeared and they returned about 2 weeks later. And they came from a fairly large family and ran into two of their brothers on the street in the late evenings. And the brothers, this is reportedly, he was like, I wasn't there, but this is what I heard. The two brothers immediately went up to their brother who had been missing, assuming that he had been either away or taken or had somehow made his way back, immediately began talking to them. And the two brothers were found the next morning, largely drained of blood.
Oh my.
And they were dead. They found them in the street. But that's the rumor that was heard. So it's possible, and to put not too fine upon it, it's possible that these disappearances result in either spawns, new vampires, new servants for Strahd,
Hmm.
or these people enter specifically into Strahd's service. What is the name Grughilda came up with them?
Oh, Renfields?
The Renfields, yeah. So Strahd and Vasha would know to put time on. Strahd has a secret police. And that's the guys who come up and grab up the people who speak openly against Strahd.
So
So if
this
they're
is the
dead, if they're dead, do they rise as undead after that?
It's
Or are they dead?
he doesn't he just heard that the two brothers died from blood loss, and that the unspoken thing was that the third brother had been changed in either a vampire or a spawn, and they confronted him and met more than their match.
sounds like the coffin makers tied into this more than we realize.
Could be.
It's possible.
Could be. Well,
Often
say
make us
burn them
all
all.
a problem.
All right, it's Sunday. It's time to go to church.
Yep,
Hold on,
Is
I gotta.
I can't remember where
it's on the way.
on the way.
Yeah, on the way to the.
Okay. So, sorry. Here, let me get you a better map. Here we go. All right. So yeah, Vladak is the dwarven smith that you dealt with. You guys are staying at the Blue
Yes.
Water. Yeah, it's on the way. You actually, the smithy is actually a little closer.
Yeah, we'll go there first and see if he has finished the changes for her armor.
Okay. You get some rest first. I mean, it had been a long night for you guys, so you wake up probably late afternoon that day, refreshed, ready for another night's murder and mayhem. Um, and make your way through town. It's largely cleaned up from the festival. People are going about their business again. There's none of this all will be well malarkey. Although there's some more. You can see some constables in the distance are starting to put up handbills. And if you ask somebody about it, there's like, oh, that's the next festival. It's some sort of wolf festival that they're
Oh.
having. And it'll be in a couple of weeks. They're already doing that. But as you get to Vladok Smithy, you get there, and you can the clang of the smithy is going on, and you're immediately once you guys approach, that Vladok comes rushing out, and he's you could see him. So Grughilda, you can see he's sort of he's wearing brigandine armor with studs on it. You can see him sort of fussing it and straightening it out. You can see him running his fingers through his beard and kind of looking at his hands, trying to wipe off the soot. And he's like, "Yes, oh yes, Grughilda, my good friend, you were welcome back. Good to see you. How did you enjoy the festival?"
Oh, all was most excellently well.
It was
Ah.
biting.
He gives you kind of a sardonic laugh. Yes, indeed, all was well, wasn't it? He kind of looks around and lets out a laugh. He's like, "Please, please, let's talk inside. Bring your friends. So we'll have I have a cold keg of ale all ready to that I've been looking to break after this evening's work, and now I think would be a perfect time. Please, please come in." And he invites you into the smithy area. There's a couple of the smithy proper is sort of spread around this It's a couple of different open buildings spread around a little courtyard, but there's a small building in the back, which is obviously sort of like quarters for him. He brings in there. It's modest, but clean. And he goes immediately to a big wash basin and washes the soot and stuff off, his beard. And washes his beard up, and you can see he takes a little wrap and makes a ponytail out of his beard, and then he reaches over and lifts up a keg out of a pool, like a half barrel of water, puts it on the table and puts the tap in it and starts passing around mugs, and says, once he's got everybody an ale, he comes out and he says, Grughilda, I just want to let you know your armor has been completed, and I have to say, it is some of the finest work I've ever done. And he goes to a large armoire that he has in the thing, and he opens it up, and you can see various kinds of armor, weapons, and things of that nature in there. And he rolls out a rack, and on it is the armor that he is. And you can recognize it, but he's done some fantastic work. First, it looks like it will fit you perfectly.
Wow.
Second, he's replaced all the leather thongs and straps and new buckles. You can see they're brushed brass, and so they're shining. It's obvious that he's taken this armor and given it a good scrub and polishing. There's no corrosion on it or anything like that. He's fixed it. All the flashing is smoothed out and taken care of. It looks like a completely different set of armor, but it's definitely sized for you. He's like, please let's strap it on and see how it looks.
Is this scale mail or is this chain mail? I can't remember.
Chainmail.
This was chainmail.
This is chain mail. Okay. And this is just regular old chain mail.
Well, it's regular chainmail in that it's not ensorcelled or anything, but it's high quality. And now he's actually done. He's fixed a lot of it. He's actually improved it quite a little bit.
Would it be considered masterwork?
I think it's edging perilously close to there. Vladik,
Okay.
it's obvious that he put an enormous amount of time on this for you.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay.
He helps you sort of strap it on and put on just to test it. He goes, I need you to test it on, make sure that I've got the measurements right. He goes, I go to have a good eye for framing people, but I want to make sure this needs to fit perfectly.
Yes. Yes,
So,
it's excellent, isn't it?
So he gets it on you, and there are a little bit of pinchy points, but he immediately takes it off. He gets some tools that he has in the house and begins working on it right away. There's a back and forth of a couple of fixes, but after about 45 minutes or so, while the rest of the party is downing ale after ale and helping themselves from his keg, it's perfect. He gets it perfect. It fits perfectly. It moves with you very easily, to the extent that it probably gives you a +1 on your AC above the chainmail.
Oh, so and not just 19, but 20?
It'd be,
Not just 19,
that's
but 20.
considered masterwork. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, masterwork. Okay.
He's done an absolutely
I'm
splendid job here.
Wow. So this is masterwork. And I'm going to give him, I think, did I already pay him the money part, but now I'm going to give him my old splint mail? Was that
That was part of the payment? Yeah, he was going to take that and he was going to knock it up and sell it to he's got it. He's like, I know a couple of dwarves in town who would be interested in something like this, especially since this comes from this is he was looking at your mail before. He's like, this is a sort of manufacture that I've never really done before. I've never really seen before. It's very interesting.
Yes, French.
There you go.
Well, it is a thong.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
Vive le splendor.
I'm gonna say, does this?
Okay, so you will get.
If I have to, I guess I'll just put it under the AC part.
Yeah, you can just put +1 on it.
Under item?
Yeah, I think so. Under an
So
inventory.
instead of 4, I
But
put
then you
5.
gotta put in where armor class. If you're using the same sheet, there's it says mod. You can probably add a 1 there.
Yeah. Oh, mod. Okay. That's what I'll do that for.
and see if that works for you. Because what is
I can put
chain
it
is at
under
19 normally?
19 normally.
Yeah.
Cap decks, train.
So, does anyone else have have a magic weapon or have acquired a magic weapon since we started this campaign?
No.
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Okay.
Maybe
You've been pretty stingy with them.
Somebody is. And you guys are still second
The
level,
charges
right?
of malfeasance are coming up soon,
Yes,
Les.
we're-
Just a word.
Still wailing away at second level. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure I haven't accidentally given you guys a level that you don't deserve yet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I don't think you can put that in. I'm just going to change it to 5. That will work rather than do 10. Very exciting. Okay, awesome. Oh, that's lovely. So then I will very happy to, as I change into the chainmail, give him my splint mail. His splint mail now. It's high fashion. Should definitely enjoy that. And oh, lovely. Ready to go.
All right. So he asks if you as a group would care to stay. We've got a bit of mutton on the fire, and I was wondering if you would like to join me and my lads for the evening's repast. If you'd be willing to stay.
Can we come back after church?
Yeah. Some of the cleric types are very religious.
A lot of the clerics are headed to the. Oh, you're going down to St. Andrew's then to go see the priest. Father Lucian is a fair man, and he sort of leans forward to Grugilda, but perhaps you would care to stay.
Uh-oh.
I think I also will be going to church, but I'd be happy to return afterwards if the invitation is open.
He takes your hand in both of his and says, "The invitation to stop by my smithy is always open to you."
Oh.
And your friends.
My gratitude for this exquisite armor. It's lovely.
The only thanks that I need is to see you wearing it, and perhaps someday see you wearing it in battle.
Yes.
Only then will I be satisfied. All right, but he says if you guys got to go to church, that's fine. Finish off your drinks, and he pulls. Weirdly, he goes to a special cabinet, opens up, and inside is a stack of red cups. And for each of you, he says, if you have to leave early, take a traveler.
Is it like the red Pizza Hut cups?
Yeah, no.
More like a red Solo cup.
Like a solo cup.
Always take a traveler.
I will take him up on that. I'm taking the traveler.
You're taking a traveler? Excellent. So did you guys ever see Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, the movie with John?
Oh yeah,
John Cusack?
that's very good.
What a great movie that is. But I always it never fails to make me laugh when John Cusack goes to the party that's happening next door, and the piano guy Joe, he's got like a dish of like appetizers in his hand, and John Cusack goes up to him. It's like the middle of the night, and he goes up to him. He's like, "What happened?" And Joe goes, "Well, such and such, such and such shot a man tonight. Can I pay?" And he just sort of extends the thing, and I'm like, that's a level of savoir-faire that I can only aspire to.
I remember bar hopping in New Orleans, just going from bar to bar, and they're just like, "Yeah, take it with you. Here you go." Like give you a little plastic cup with a lid on it, and
here you
send
go.
you on your way. It wasn't
Take
red Solo. I think it was a clear plastic cup, but still, it was.
Always take a traveler.
Always take a traveler.
So speaking of expeditions, I was telling somebody the other day about Matt, you and I going to Lovecraft's in New York City. The day
the day the building exploded.
The day the building exploded, we wondered why. How come none of the bars down here are crowded? It's like Thursday in New York City and nobody's in here. And I'll just remember you and I sitting in front of that big Lovecraftian thing, drinking Death in the Afternoons, and that Slavic bartender that we were, that we kept talking to, and she was just like rolling her eyes at us in the manner of off-put Slavic bartenders everywhere.
Les always dresses like an actuary when he's working, right? He's got his 3-piece suit on, and we're both doing our normal Waldorf and Statler comedy routine for her, and she's not having it at all.
None of it.
None of
None
it.
of it. And there
She's
we
like,
are with flutes full of absinthe and champagne
oh
and
yeah,
big bowls of tater tots that we
I know.
ordered for snacks.
That's how you know it's love crafts, because they're trying to invoke madness with the tater tots and
With the tater
and
tots and the
absinthe.
absinthe. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But we were the only guys in there because there had been an explosion in New York City, and they had cleared out the whole, like, all of Alphabet, most of, like, 4 blocks of
Alphabet
Alphabet City.
Yeah.
And we were like the first guys down there. Even when we were pulling up, you were like, man, I can't believe we're going to get this parking spot. This is great.
We're like first responders over there. There's people like, there's guys wearing hazmat suits and whatnot, like waving people off where they're just walking there. Hey, I'm waving to you too. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Like a
Keep
building,
up the
like
good work.
somebody was like
Thank
somebody's
you for
doing a
your
little bit of
service. Yeah.
shady gas line fixing on their own, a Super was doing shady gas line fixing on his property and accidentally blew the entire like
Blew
six-story
the
building
building up.
all the way to the
Oh,
ground.
Yeah.
Man.
And Les and I were, I was in my wife's
And we were
PT
completely
Cruiser at the time,
clueless about the whole thing.
just
Was-
cuddling and like,
Were people
these streets are really
okay?
clear down here. What's that?
I mean, was everyone okay?
No.
No, people
No,
were not
but we
okay
didn't. We
at
did.
all.
We did not know that for some time, but there had been several deaths and whatnot. We just saw this building that was collapsed, huge smoke coming up, and people like firemen coming around. But it's New York City.
Yeah,
I don't.
sometimes
I
there's
mean, I don't mean
smoke.
to sound
Right.
cavalier about it, but that bananas happens all the time in New York City. So like on the like the 6th day I had a job, the same company I worked with Les originally. A
Ogilvy.
huge crane collapsed across the street and destroyed 3 buildings
Oh my
and
God.
killed 7 people. And that was like my 5th day of work in the city. I'm not saying every day was a death-defying affair. It's just like you over time get a little inured to the chaos.
Right.
We were just like a couple of clueless dorks. We just were rocking down there. It's like, we're going to this Lovecraft place. It sounds great. We were the only people in it.
Like skip ahead 5 years later, Les comes back and we go to this bar. Like some of my female colleagues like, oh, you should go to Popcorns. It's a really great bar. I go there and I'm standing with Les and we're drinking, and Les is just talking up a storm with the guys, and I look around like, there's a lot of guys in this bar. I mean, like a lot.
It's almost all guys.
Yeah, weird. Except for the bartender, it's all dudes in here. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the
were
problem
super
was,
popular.
well, no, wait a minute. You were super popular. I was just like the guy they ignored when they were talking to you. So let's not put too fine a point on it. I was dressed to the nines, but I was getting zero action from these dudes. So
I'd
was
like
all
at least to
Matt.
know. Yeah, at least I know I have some
Silver
options
Fox.
in case my long-term marriage doesn't work out. I have some options.
Anyway, so you guys
Okay, moving on.
end up leaving Vladex with the extracted promise that you will return later for to help them eat the mutton that was
Is that a euphemism?
paging Dr. Freud to the DM's office. Eat the mutton and drink the rest of his ale. But in the meantime, you guys, as in the failing light, as the sun is beginning to head towards the horizon, you head down towards St. Andrew's Church. And let us go ahead and show you what that looks like. So it's actually so this is, as you approach, this is St. Andrew's Church. It's actually quite large, deceptively so, with a large bell tower and 2 large naves that sort of go off on a thing. It's very much a medieval style. You know how medieval churches, especially Gothic churches, are all like cross style with the 2 naves in the central chamber. And then there's also a fairly large graveyard or cemetery that is attached as the side as you approach.
Graveyard is correct if it's attached to a church.
Cemetery is different from a
Cemetery
graveyard?
is standalone.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. Anyway, you don't see any people around or anything like that, but the I mean, there doesn't seem to be any activity at the church.
So inviting.
Go up and knock on the door.
All right.
Come
So
on,
you're up
knock
there
on my
and bang, bang, bang on the door. And
Baby.
almost immediately, the door is opened by a small child, probably 8 years old. And, he kind of looks up at you. He's like, yes?
Do I recognize this kid as one of my fellow fillings or?
Fellow fillings. No, this is a kid you guys haven't seen before. He's dressed a little bit like a servant, so maybe he's attached to the church somehow. But he's just like looking up at you. He's like, "Hello, my name's
We're
Jenska. Can I help you?"
Is
we're looking
Lucian here?
Oh,
not
Peter Lucian. Yes, he is here. Who may I ask is calling?
We
uh
are. Lead us to
we
him.
have
Lead us to him. All right. All
Who
right.
said that? I
And
did.
he says, okay, come on in. At the back, and you go into the church. In the back of the church, so it's again, it's like a long hallway and that kind of stuff. You can see the altar, and then there's naves going off in the area behind, which probably leads to the bell tower and stuff like that. And over by the altar is a man in sort of like black clothes. He's got a big hat on, and he's sort of fussing around with something over there. And you hear Yenska, the little boy, sort of yeah, it's like, Father Lucian, we have visitors, we have visitors. And at that point, a tall, older man, somewhat heavy set, um, turns around, and at first he seems of stern character. He's got a stern look about him. And he looks over at you guys, and he looks at Yenska, and then a smile creases his lips. And he's like, "Oh, yes, of course. Come in, come in. Welcome, welcome to the Church of St. Andrews. My name is Lucian, and I am the pastor here. How can I help you?"
we
We
were
have a delicate matter to probably speak to you in private about.
Indeed.
uh
All
Constable,
right.
Constable Vasha sent us.
Ah, Vasha, my old friend. He is a good man. He has been, although I haven't seen him in church these last little bits. He must be busy with his constable jobs, but he is a good man. I've known Vasha for many years. He and I, in many ways, grew up together many years ago in Vallaki and stomped a bit of the same ground. And you know, we all both went different ways, but obviously he went into the constabulary, and I went into the church. But we still talk quite a little bit. If Constable Vasha sent you, then by all means, I'm happy to talk. Yenska, fetch some refreshments for our new friends, and shall we go into my office? And he as you guys are walking towards his office, which is sort of behind and down one of the naves, he's like, you know, I don't remember seeing you around Vallakia. I assume you're newcomers here. May I get your names and you know, where are you from?
um I'll let him know I am brother Tenzin, and
Mhm.
that we are from definitely another land.
Another land.
Definitely.
It's
That
down
makes
under.
that accounts to a certain extent for the height differentials and skin color.
Hmm.
So is Yenska's name Kevin from Home Alone?
It does kind of look like him, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does look like
Yes.
Kevin and Randy
It's a little
Newman here.
Kevin,
Yeah.
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 He's
Yeah.
hooking up a paint can to a string above the door right now. It's like,
Like fighting
I'll get those
vampires.
interlopers.
You vampires ready to give up, or are you thirsty for more?
He's sitting in a
Filthy
treehouse right now
animals.
going, I have to defend my church. Uh, you're thirsty for more. So yeah, so he brings you in the office. You guys introduce yourselves. I'm assuming everybody does. Does anybody withhold their information?
No.
No.
Okay. And he brings you into, and it's a fairly large, well-appointed office, although it's not luxurious by any means. The chairs are wood. The desk is rough hewn. Plenty of books in there. He's obviously a learned man. He's obviously a scholar. He takes off his hat and places it on the desk, and bids you all to take a seat. And then he sits behind his desk, and you know. Steeples his fingers and then says, So now it's rare that I get a visit from newcomers, especially people who are very obviously not from Vallaki. How may I be of service to you?
um
We explain that we have reason to believe that his relic
Coffin maker.
cask is missing and the relics along with it.
We'll tell him that the coffin maker, give him his name.
And
A neighbor was worried about him. We went to pay a visit, and upon visiting, discovered 4 vampire spawns in his business.
You're not going to open with that, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to him straight.
Okay.
And
That's professional courtesy from
during-
one religious professional to another.
Yeah. Okay.
During the fight, the coffin maker absconded and left us with the spawn, and he was carrying, and we will describe that particular box,
Okay.
chest that he was carrying.
Okay.
And Basha says the only chest he's ever seen like that belonged to the church.
Oh.
Okay. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. I gotta do a thing real quick. So I'll be right back.
Gotta do a thing.
Uh-oh. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, the kid does look like Kevin from Home Alone.
I was thinking the Potter Lucian looks like Randy Newman.
Here in my car.
You got a friend
Gary-
in me.
yeah, that's Gary Newman, yes. You got a friend in me, or I love
friend
LA.
in
Poor people got no
Poor
reason to
people,
live.
yeah. You'd have a problem with him, wouldn't you, Hex?
My favorite is what is it? Where it's like nuke the whole world, save Australia. Was it political science? I can't remember the name of that song.
Something I know that one.
I think it's on the Sail Away album.
Also might want to ask him if he knows bona fide ways to defeat werewolves. Maybe he's had.
Well, and anything about vampires he can tell us.
Yeah.
All right. So as Tenzin sort of lays this all out, Father Lucian's eyebrows, which are thick and woolly to start, go increasingly higher and higher and higher on his forehead. And when you start talking about the missing box and the vampire spawns, he raises a hand, indicating that, please, just for a second. And he stands up from behind his desk, goes out to the door, opens the door to his office, and yells out, "Yenska, see to it that we are not disturbed until I tell you differently." And you hear Yenska in the back, "Yes, Father, will do." And then he closes the door. And you can see surreptitiously on the back of the door, and you see it only because he moves it, there's a very subtle deadbolt up at the top and up at the bottom. And he goes and he hits both deadbolts. And they're very quiet. But you can see that they're cunningly crafted and not obvious to the casual observer. He sits back down and he says, "It's very interesting that you would come to me with this information, because no one, as far as I know, outside of this room and perhaps Vasha, knows about what I'm going to tell you. But yes, in 2 weeks' time, we begin the week-long festival of St. Andrew, which culminates in a parade in which we bear the bones of St. Andrew, the relics of our patron saint, through the streets, providing blessings and goodwill to all of the people of Vallaki. But yes, a few days ago, those bones were stolen. And the box you describe is indeed the box in which the reliquary in which those bones are kept. I was shocked to discover it, but I told no one. The last thing I want to do is in these times. The last thing I want to do is for my parishioners to feel that my parishioners who are already oppressed by the circumstances upon which this town is surrounded with, to feel like that their saint has abandoned them in their time of need. We think, I can't help but think that my parishioners would think that the saint had abandoned them to the Count and his predations. And it could very much have dire consequences, not only for this church, but the town of Vallaki as a whole.
Well, is Heinrich the coffin maker a patron of this church?
He is, and that's what makes this so vexing. Heinrich has been a parishioner of this church for over 2 decades.
Hmm.
I knew him as a youth. We weren't friends so much as acquaintances, but I've known him for many years, and I've known him to be a good man and a reliable one. In fact, he when people come to me with a death in the family or the reinterment of an ancestor or they wish to they wish to put one of their relatives in the graveyard here. It is to him that I send them to for coffin services. I have sent the families of Vallakian dead to him for many years. He's always been reliable, if somewhat. He's not a huge talker. But he's been a parishioner here for many years and always a reliable business partner, for lack of a better term. I have no idea
Well, it's
why he
reasonable
would
to,
steal these bones
well,
or how he would.
I think he was influenced by his association with those vampire spawn we had talked about, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. I understand they have a power over people at times, and he could have succumbed to that.
It's true that the count's servants have a particularly prescient ability to compel people to do what they wish. So it is possible that there is truth in what you say. I can't imagine, however, that Heinrich would would consort with such things
Well, might
willingly.
not do it voluntarily. That we don't know. I turn to the rest of my party, uh, where Lucian cannot see, and I kind of do pastry. Let him know about pastries because Yenska would, make a
Yes, it's good. If he's a trustworthy sort, the better.
You tell him
Well,
about the hag?
Yeah, to
there's a hag in
help
town.
protect the kids.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
So he finds this story almost, if not more shocking than the story of Heinrich. He's like, I cannot imagine that a hag of such would come to Vallaki, or that three of them would have been lurking in the old mill, so
One
close to
now, you're
town.
welcome.
Well, now, yeah, he's like, this town. Honestly, if this has been going on for a long time, this town is definitely in your debt that you've put a stop to it. I will ask around and see if there are pastry makers or anything like that in town. New people in town, beautiful women from the hinterlands that have gotten into the bakery trade. I will see what I can find out, but I have not heard of any such thing.
And
Or
children that have gone missing as well.
Well, he looks sad at this. He says, "Well, sadly, missing children is not nearly as uncommon as it ought to be."
Well, we
I
let them
imagine.
know where at present we're staying, but we could not, we don't know how long our residency will be.
and can we stake Yenska out in the yard for a little while?
Like a Judas goat. So he will. It will admit when the discussion turns to missing children, he will tell you that Vallaki has a long and well, he won't say it this way, but Vallaki has a long history of people disappearing, and the reason that Yenska came to him as a servant was that his parents were both disappeared in the night, and no one has seen them since. That is 2 years ago when Yenska was he'll say he's 9 years old now. He was 7 then, but for whatever reason, whatever took his parents away left little Yenska. Maybe they didn't know about him. Maybe he hid. He goes, I have never been successfully able to get Yenska to speak of that night with any real with any real
Would you like us
substance.
to persuade him to speak about it?
What are you gonna do? Light his feet on fire?
Oh,
Talk,
no,
talk, kid.
I certainly wouldn't do that. Now, Hex might.
Tickle his toes with a little flame.
But so he'll tell you that's how it's
Hex
that his
likes shit.
parents his parents were quite young, and and considered, they were a very attractive couple, members of my parish, and diligent worshipers of the morning Lord, and they disappeared one evening, and he's like, there was nothing I could do. I had to take him in as a servant, just to make sure that he stayed safe. For whatever reason, and he looks up, this place has a has been protective of those who seek sanctuary here, from the servants of the count. We can typically speak freely here, and I have never known any, although I have never known any of the count's servants to be able to successfully come inside. Now, it could be that his servants are unknown to me and come inside with aplomb, but I've never known any of his other servants to be able to breach my doorway.
Were Yenska's parents Peter and Kate McAllister?
Yeah, he said they went to Paris. But I don't
Mm.
know. I've never heard of this Paris place. He goes, if he goes, it's unfathomable to me that somehow Heinrich is involved in this in the theft of these bones. But he goes, I can tell you. He says, well, I guess I should ask, would you be willing to help to return them before the feast,
Yeah,
before
well,
the
I mean,
ceremony?
that is on our possibility list to look out for Heinrich because there's some unanswered questions. And if the recovery of your reliquary with your bones is there, we will most certainly return it.
Well, then,
What?
if you're willing to do that, then I will share with you the clues, what small clues that I have found.
Okay.
And if he can tell us anything about Lady Fiona Vachten,
Wachter.
Oh, Lady
Vachten.
Wachter, yeah, Lady Wachter, yes. Well, I can tell you a little bit about her. She's been a diligent, if diffident, patron of this church. She has provided material support for this church. It was only a few years ago that we had some damage, due to a thunderstorm that damaged part of the one of the naves, and she provided the funds to make the repairs.
Hmm.
What is
However,
her
she
disposition or trustworthiness in your vampire werewolf hag problem?
Visit often?
She does not attend services here,
Hmm.
and to my knowledge, never has. But she has. I
Hmm.
think she feels that the Church of Saint Andrew's here is, something of. She is originally from Vallaki. Her family has been in this, from this region for many generations, and I think she feels that the Church of Saint Andrew here is something of an institution in Vallaki, and so makes certain small contributions when we need it, and provides funds for repairs when damaged. But she has never attended my church. I have spoken with her on many occasions,
Hmm.
dozens of occasions, and I have found her to be polite, if somewhat off-putting. But
Hmm.
I've never known her to consort. Well, if she has dealings with the Count, I do not know of them. Nor have I ever seen any obvious suggestion that she consorts with the servants of the Count.
Hmm.
Hey,
But
that's good to know.
but he's like, also,
He hasn't
I
come.
live on the whole other side of town,
Right.
and we don't hang. As you can see, I'm a relatively modest pastor
Right.
of a modest church that has a long and splendid history in this town.
But she
Uh,
hasn't come through the doors.
no, she's
Well,
never
yeah,
attended church here.
she's political power, so
Right, but we, at least if she had come through the doors, we would know that she's not one of the counts.
well, I don't think that would mean anything either. Heinrich is or isn't, and he's been here a lot, so
That's true. That's true. Very true.
Yeah. So he will outline some clues and suspicions that he has with regard to the theft.
okay.
So the first thing he'll show you is he reaches into his desk and he pulls out a fish hook. And it's bent in a certain way. And he says, this fish hook I found near the lock on the chest. So we didn't. The bones have their reliquary, but that reliquary is kept within a large chest down in the crypts. When it is not when it outside of the festival, outside of the feast of Saint Andrew. I found next to the chest was found open, and this bent fish hook was found on the ground near it. Now, the only person that I know among the fishing community that fish in the thing is a man called Blaro. He may know something because he is known to make and sell fishing equipment to the other men who fish in Lake Zarovich. He says, as I was down there, also there were some stones around the edge of the crypt in which the bones are stored. Had fresh scratches on them, um, which makes me believe that maybe perhaps a metal tool was used to pry open the crypt itself, the stone that holds the chest.
Like a
Uh,
crowbar or something.
Possibly. Akutagawa, give me a quick perception check.
I'll be glad to. Let's see. Where is I'm slow. Here I am. And perception check. Um
Right
uh,
hand
Right
side.
hand side, middle of the
oh,
page.
I'm slow. How's that?
13.
Right,
All
right
right,
turn, Clyde.
you get a quick look at this. I mean, so Father Lucian sets this fishhook, and it's a large fishhook, but it's bent in sort of a strange angular way. Akuda, when you look at this fishhook, you realize almost immediately that this fishhook, this piece of metal, was bent in a way that would allow it to serve as a rudimentary lockpick.
Oh.
Oh,
Somebody bent the fishhook purposely to assist them in picking the lock.
which lock do I think?
Well, they found it on the ground next to the chest where the reliquary is kept. So
Ah,
potentially that there's a lock on that chest, and it was open.
I got you.
And where
Well,
can Bolero be found?
Blairo, well, he lives near the lake, so he lives outside of Vallaki. Hold on a second. Let's
That's fine. You don't have to get too crazy on that
oh,
description.
I'm gonna get let's get nuts.
Let's get crazy.
So Lake Zarovich is to the north of Vallaki, as you can see here. So Vallaki, and there's like little
Hmm.
fishing villages would be far too would make it sound far too organized. There are a wide variety of fishermen that who have built hovels, cabins, things of that nature along the bank. They have
Mhm.
boats and they fish Lake Zarovich. Oftentimes they will bring their catch to Vallaki to sell. And this goes on constantly. So there's always fishermen that bring Zarovich. Blaro is one of the better fishermen, but he started out with Father Lucian would tell you he started out as a standard sort of fisherman, but he always was a bit more ambitious than that, and so the large part of his business now is selling fishing equipment to the other guys. So he also repairs a lot of equipment, so hooks, poles, nets, but even some rudimentary boat repairs. Although he'd be the first to tell you he's not a boatwright. Um,
So he's the
but
Bass Pro Shop of
Well,
the
he's a fishing outfitter.
Yeah, kind of an outfitter. He found that he has a place on the lake, near the lake, and his services he tends to be one of the few people who provide those services to the fishermen who basically
Okay.
work the southern end of Lake Zarovich.
So it looks like a little B&E with a rudimentary lockpick that could have been sold by Bolero.
Flaro,
Can
yeah,
we take the fishing
the
hook in
hook.
question with us?
absolutely, you may.
That way he might be able to recognize if it was one of his.
So he also tells you that he found some burlap twine caught between some of the crypt stones. And he says, "I'm not sure what that means, but I have seen similar types of burlap used in the sacks that are sold by the wolf hunters. It's the some of the wolf hunters will make these sacks out of various kinds of burlap yarn made from wolf hair and stuff like that. And it looks like that kind of yarn. So it's possible that the some wolf hunters may have some information about where these things. He'll say you could take these as well.
I'll ask Father, does he know anything about the gentleman who was meeting with Heinrich? Then we'll describe him. We saw him meet with a gentleman who ended up being who we think was his partner in crime.
Okay, and you describe him, younger man, black hair, Vistani features. Father Lucian kind of gets a sad look in his face. He says, I'm sure that Vasha has shared with you his opinions about the Vistani. He goes, I do not hold those opinions myself. He goes, I recognize that the Vistani, you have to understand that the Vistani are largely excluded from Barovian society. They wander. They are often turned outside of safe places. They're often not welcome here, even in Vallaki, which probably is the more cosmopolitan of all the villages in Barovia. He says this keeps them poor, and they are and with poverty comes comes desperation. And because of that, it's true. The Vistani will engage in criminal enterprises. They will steal. They will engage in various things that, those of us of who have not known that sort of poverty and not known that sort of desperation may look down upon as immoral. I have a great sympathy for the Vistani people. They have been, like I said, they've been excluded from modern Barovian life to a large extent. There's a great deal of antipathy for them, and in response to that, many of them have turned to criminal activities. I feel like if only the people of Barovia were more accepting of the cultural differences between the Vistani and the town dwelling, or even the farming Barovians, I think that you would find that many of them, maybe even most of them, are trustworthy, are trustworthy people of good character and good conscience.
So kill vampires, kill werewolves, reduce biases and prejudice.
Is
He's
he
describing
familiar?
kind of a trading places level thing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start a second fishing company to compete with
To compete with Blaro?
Yeah.
You're gonna go out there and put Blaro out of business?
No, just
Yeah.
competition. Competition's good.
We even have a Gordon's Fisherman logo we can use. You're gonna love it.
We'll tell him we won't start this new business if you can tell us who used this hook here.
So you're gonna put him under pressure. He found a couple of there's a couple other things that he wants to share with you. One is he pulls this out of the same little box that he pulled out of his desk that had the hook in it, and it's a small torn piece of parchment, and it just has 3 words on it: before the feast. And he said, look, I found this near the crypt after the theft. I don't know what it means. I don't know who wrote it. What I can tell you is that it is not my writing, and it wasn't there before.
Before the feast, like the feast of
take the bones before the feast. That's coming up in 2 weeks. That's a little stretch, but that fits a mold.
Do you think can anyone examine the paper more closely to see if there's something about it distinctive that we could track it or trace it?
Possible, maybe. I don't know. He'll give you the piece of paper as well, the piece of parchment.
Is it a typeset or is it handwritten?
It's handwritten. So the other thing is, he goes, now, he goes, the rest, that's the extent of my clues. The rest are just my suspicions, but they are odd things that have happened. You mentioned Lady Fiona, who I told you, has been a supporter of the church, if not an attendee of the church. Well, she has sons who are somewhat notorious around town. Nikolai and Carl, her sons, have they're and he sort of like says they're not bad boys. But because their mother is rich, they have been indulged, probably more so than they should have.
Hmm.
And subsequently, if there is vandalism or um, you know, uh, uh, something odd has occurred, it's an even bet that Nikolai and Carl are somehow involved. By boys he means they're young men. They're in their early 20s, but they are known around town as sort of instigators. And I did see them a few days before the disappearance of the bones. I saw them, caught them, sort of sneaking around in the graveyard at night. Now, I don't permit anyone to go into the graveyard after sunset, and they are certainly aware that I have this rule. I'm not sure what they were doing there, but I chased them out and they departed. But it was odd because I hadn't seen them doing any. There's there's
What,
no legitimate reason to be in the St. Andrew's graveyard after sunset.
what are the sons' names? I'm sorry.
Nikolai and
And
Carl.
Carl. I'm going to ask Akuda to check the
Sure.
room we're in
Yep.
to see if maybe there's a connection to the graveyard or entrance in and out of this space. That
You
even
want to
father,
examine the crypt?
yeah,
Okay.
to see that even father may not know of.
Will he allow us to examine the crypt? Because he had
Sure.
said no one may do it after.
Yeah. He says I just have one other thing that has been odd of late, and that is Izek, who is a servant of the burgomaster. I have seen him standing outside of the church during services, watching the people who come and go. Izek is not one of my parishioners, and I can't imagine that he would ever deign to cross my transom. He's while he enjoys a certain level of protection because of his relationship with the burgomaster, but I would be lying to you if I said that I could say anything to recommend him to you.
Hmm.
And the last thing I could tell you is that while I believe that this church is hallowed ground, and I believe that it is so because it's protected by Saint Andrew, there are very few in this town who would know the specifics about the location of the saint's remains. Myself, Yenska, and now you. Uh, Very, very few people. I don't think even Heinrich would be aware of where the remains would be kept.
What about the boys?
Nikolai and Carl, I
Yeah.
don't think there's any way that they would know how to get into the crypt.
Mm.
I just mentioned them because I had caught them in the graveyard a couple of days before the bones went missing.
Stay with me. Got to find Carl.
He takes you downstairs and you go down and it's pretty deep. As you go you go out into the church and there's sort of a spiral staircase down into the crypt, and you realize that this crypt is probably 50 or 60 feet below the surface of the ground. And as you go down there, you realize that the church above would be relatively new compared to the crypt. The crypt has been here a long time. It's deep in the earth, and contains many cells and places that are sealed up, and you can see these ancient carvings on and these brass plaques that are almost completely unreadable as you go by. There's people who have been down here a long time. But with the primary crypt is this large stone box, and it looks like it's been carved directly out of the stone of the in the earth. And it's got a large stone door that he sort of moves over, and which has got clasps and stuff on it. And as you go down, you can see that it looks like somebody pried this stone door open. There are these scratch marks that you described upward are on the stone door. You go in, and it's small. It's no big. It's no larger than a medium-sized bathroom. But dominating the whole thing, there's a small stone plinth, and on top of that is a large wooden iron-bound chest, and there's a little padlock sort of hanging from the thing, in which he comes in and shows you in, and he pulls the padlock off, and he lifts the lid up on the chest, and you can see that inside it's a large chest, and it's lined with this red velvet, and you can see an indentation in the red velvet where it's obviously a square where a box would sit. He goes, "This is the repository. This is where the reliquary of Saint Andral resides." And like I said, very few people when people die in Vallaki, they aren't put into this crypt. No one has been buried in this crypt for well before I became pastor here. I've never buried one here.
Would he know if any of the Lady Voctors
ancestors
are buried in here?
They are. Yeah,
Could she have known? Possibly through family connections.
He gets a look on his face, and he's like, I never thought of it, but certainly possible, I suppose. There are several of her distant ancestors are buried here. He makes a few, her great uncle is over there, but it's at least a couple of generations back. No recent.
Doesn't mean that it wasn't spoken of within the family that she would know of the crypts.
It's possible. It's possible. But I have never interred anyone in these crypts. From my point of view, this is the resting place of the reliquary. This is the resting place of Saint Andral. People who in Vallaki who pass away and wish to be buried on the grounds are buried in the graveyard.
Oh.
Okay. I see.
So once you guys get a look at that, roll initiative. Here come giant rats. No, once you guys get a look at it, it's actually, as crypts go in this game, it's actually quite peaceful down here. It's not a dirty, dingy crypt. It's obviously well cared for. It's dry. There's, the cells are sealed, and those seals are. It's just old. So a lot of
ad would list it as a garden apartment, right?
Say that again.
I said the real estate ad would list it as a garden apartment.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
As I say, if a hobbit pops out, I'm going to take his ring.
I just think Les wasn't ready for us to go down in the crypt.
Nah. I think he's prepared for that.
That's possible.
All right. Well, we'll fan out and see if there's a secret passage into this bit.
Okay. So he'll tell you, he's like, I've come down in this crypt at some point or another nearly every day I've been pastor here, and I number my days as the pastor here in decades, as opposed to he's probably, you guess him in his like mid-50s, maybe late 50s. He's like, I became pastor here when I was 24 years old. And so that would be close to it would be over 3 decades, he says. And I've come down here nearly every day of that 30 something years. And I have never known there to be a secret passage into here. The only passage that I know of is the passage that we came down.
So
now he will say it is possible that someone has come through the church that knew of this passageway, came down here and stole the bones and got back out without my noticing. He'll admit, he's like, I live in the pastor's home, which is out back. It's not part of the church. It's so I'm not always in the church. So it's possible that somebody
question, how long has Strahd been the count here? Is it like in decades, or is it we're talking generations?
Generations.
So I'm just saying that he's only been here 30 years. That might be new people compared to, the
Mm.
undead that are lurking around here.
True, that's true. If they're, I mean, undead, he's like, certain of the count's servants are extraordinarily long-lived.
Mm.
It's possible that they knew of this place before I became the pastor. But he's like, but I've always known, I've always trusted that Saint Andrel keeps this place holy, keeps this place safe.
Mhm.
Like I told you before, I have never known one of the count's servants
Lost again.
to cross the transom into the church.
Mm.
Now, his I can't look into the hearts of men and tell you whether they are evil or not. So it's eminently possible that evil men who serve the count have come in to my church. But
Only
I've
the
never I've
shadow
never
knows.
known one of his servants to come in.
Well, and that's why we want to look around for secret
Mhm.
entrance because they may be prohibitive to come into the church, but that doesn't mean into the crypt itself. So
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
Cast guidance on Akuda for a perception check.
please
Betcha.
All right.
Calcuda
let him
perception.
do his thing.
Oh boy.
What's the guidance do? It's D4, right?
I think it is, but I'm not positive. Let's see
Or is
here.
that a D&D 5e thing? John,
That
we
may
need a
be.
D&D 5e ruling. Guidance
I
plus
Uh,
think
one.
I
plus
think it adds
one.
one.
It just adds one.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you go. You're muted, dude.
I'm here.
There he
Yeah,
is.
this is Pathfinder 2, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's plus one. So a 12. Yeah, I mean, you look around, you don't see any secret doors. In fact, it looks to be a single crypt. Now, your guess is that not only are we very deep in the ground, but you're probably at least partially under the graveyard,
Okay.
which makes
Mm.
which makes a certain kind of sense, but
Right.
well under the graveyard, not in any way where, somebody could pop into a grave and then dig down 40 feet.
Yeah. Kuda,
Uh,
pull out your black light and see if there's anything.
Yeah.
there does seem to be quite a bit of CSI work down here going on.
Yeah.
He leads you back upstairs into his office again, and he says, he goes, it really is a blessing, and I believe that Saint Andrel is watching over us even today to bring you here to me to help with the recovery of his bones, and I know that you will be successful, but I also want you to have something from me. And he goes into a little cabinet and he pulls out a stack of books. And they're small, black bound, actually quite thin books, and embossed in on the front of them, of each of them, it says is the title, "The Blessed
Hymnals?
Life of Saint Andrew."
Huh?
Go ahead.
They're hymnals?
No, they're. He's like, and he hands one out to each of you. He says, "This is the story of the life of Saint Andrel, and I cannot help but feel that the saint is acting within you to help me here, and that you will be successful and you will find his bones and bring them back to bring them
What's the
back
name
to
of the book?
his
I'm sorry.
the blessed life of Saint Andrel." And there's a copy for each of you.
So now we're like Jehovah's Witnesses?
Well, it's a story. It's basically, the Blessed Life of Saint Andrew. It details the story of the saint himself and his importance to the church. Uh,
That didn't come up on your main screen.
Nope, that's fine. But yeah, he provides, he provides these books to you, and I will send you a copy of the book,
Oh, oh.
a PDF copy of the book.
Ooh.
Now he's not going to charge us when more books start coming every month.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not Columbia House; it's the Church of Saint Andrew.
I'd rather
They
fight.
didn't
I'd
pay for
rather
this,
fight
Father.
Strahd than the Columbia House goons.
Hold on. I'd rather fight Strahd than those Columbia House goons. We've got we've got some shirt-worthy comments tonight. So just to let you guys know, uh, can't even read that. We can dress up Grughilda and Akuda as children and set them loose on the streets.
My beard might be a little bit like give away the.
Try to lure in
Well,
the hag.
maybe it makes the child look a little less.
Oh, here's what it
Gosh.
says. One of us is like, oh yeah, two half orcs saying, "Hey, have you seen a woman making pastries?"
Yeah.
That's another one too. Have you seen a woman making pastries? No? Oh, why not? All right. So yeah, he gives you the books and he's like, please feel free to come back here. I know if I could be of further help, or if you just feel the need
For
to
speed.
be under the protection of Saint Andrel. I know he seems very confident. He's like, I know that Saint Andrel has sent you here, and I know that you're doing his work even unknowingly. And I have faith that you will bring the bones back to us. I look forward to that day.
Which is a wonderful thing.
So it's pretty much evening, correct?
Yeah, it's nighttime now, and the town of Vallakian has sort of like come alive with evening festivities. Although it's the workday is done, so it's like lit houses and things like that. Are you
Yeah,
guys
we
going to go
gotta go
back
back to the
to?
blacksmith shop for some mutton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think
Vlad,
I'm sorry.
Vladix.
I think I'm fading. I think I have to go to sleep. It's been a long
It's been a long day. You got to bow out.
long day, long
Vladek
yesterday
Vladek is going
today.
to be very disappointed.
Well, we're gonna sell you off to Vladek here.
And
Having a
and
Blues Brothers moment. The women. What will you take for the women?
How much for the little girl?
How much? How much for the dwarven barbarian?
Gwen's taking my line. This is usually me around this
I've
time. Like,
got
I
on the
can't stay
armor,
awake.
so
That's right.
yeah.
Well, if you look on the back, armor
All right.
tapered by.
Good night, Gwen. Get some
Night,
sleep.
Gwen.
Like,
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Les, I'm going to hoof it back to the Blue Water Inn real quick. And
Okay.
an entire small keg like Vladek had, and meet everybody back at the smithy.
Oh, you're gonna nab a keg. Okay. You're gonna buy of like ale.
Yes,
Okay.
of whatever he had,
Gotcha. Okay.
because between myself and my party, we will end up draining his. So
Okay. It'll be 5 electrum pieces.
okay.
But yeah, so you get back, and he's very disappointed that that Grughilda
Oh
turned
no,
out.
we'll bring her with, because it's no
The
big deal.
disappointment on his face is palpable, but he welcomes you guys in. And like and there are several of his guys. So he's got 3 or 4 also dwarvish smiths that have joined him. That's part of his crew, helpers and and apprentices and things of that nature. And they all sort of join in, and he's got this big table, and the mutton is fantastic. He pulls it off the thing and starts sawing off big chunks of it. He's got a big fire going, and
Well, I'm going to try and liquor him up and see if I can get him to talk about any enchanted weapons he might know of or have on
okay.
premises or anything like that.
All right, so you guys have many drinks, and everybody is feeling good. And then you start talking to him about weapons. And he's like, "Oh yes, I know several weapons. I've heard of several weapons. The only one I've seen was a sword, and this is many years ago, was a sword called Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker, the rumor was that the smith would only forge this sword over the course of many days. In the middle of summer, when the period in which the sun shone down on on Barovia was the longest period of the day. And they would wake up before dawn, fire up their forges, and then they would begin their work when the first glows of dawn would hit. And by the time the sun had reached had come completely over the horizon, they would stop and put the work away and only return to it during the dawn of the next day.
Hmm.
And when's the last time you saw this?
Oh, many years ago, I saw it, and when I was still an apprentice. So this would be 15 years ago, maybe longer. But the blade was beautiful, a long sword, much larger than many of my kind would use. But it shone. The blade, when it was pulled from its scabbard, it shined with a golden glow like the dawn, and its hilt was wrapped with this white leather of a type of a skin from an animal I know not which. Um, the pommel itself was shaped like a sunburst coming up over the horizon at dawn. And the rumor was that it would never, that because of that it was infused with the light of the dawn, that the metal would never rust or stain. Now, I had heard that it was ultimately, originally wielded by a paladin named Aelric Sunborn, who fell in battle against a a group of vampires that had attacked him when he was riding back to his home after a battle, and the blade was lost. Um, uh, but it always had an affinity for killing undead, and that Aelric, although he fell, slew many vampires with it, and that the blade was ultimately taken from him and buried with him in a cathedral somewhere in Barovia. I know not where.
Hmm.
The word was that if vampires were near, the blade, the white leather of the handle would grow warm in the hand of the wielder, telling them that undeads were near. And that is what I know about Dawnbreaker. But that is what further I can tell you is that magical swords in Barovia always contain a spirit within them. To ensorcel a blade here, and it's not within my powers to ensorcel a blade. I can make blades, I can make armor. Mostly my specialty is armor. I have made blades in the past, but mostly axes for my kinsmen and things of that nature. Never something that would, but I have no power to ensorcel any blade. But I have heard that to ensorcel a blade in Barovia, the only method that can be done is to infuse it with the spirit of some other creature, either one dead or one still alive. And that
Wow.
every weapon of this nature has the spirit of something has a spirit contained within it.
Wow, Hex, what kind of blade do you think you would make?
Something fiery, I hope.
A blade kissed by flame, perhaps? I don't know. But yeah, so he basically says that he's only heard of this one sword, but that's the story he heard, and he saw it many, many years ago. But he's like, he'll admit it probably wasn't the actual Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker supposedly was buried with Aelric Sunborn, the Paladin, in some cathedral in Barovia that nobody can really. Some people say it's this one, some people it's that one.
Right.
But yeah, that's the
Is that kind
legend
of
of Dawnbreaker.
describing the sun sword that we've heard?
I guess it's possible. You haven't never really heard the Sun Sword described,
Okay.
other
But I mean,
than
that kind of fits
yeah.
a general description. Okay. Well, we got like 30 side quests now.
I say going to the fisherman first to try to get the
Right.
bones back first.
Yeah. I think we do that on the morrow
Okay.
because then we got Lady Rockter the that night.
Yep. All right. So lots going on.
Can we conceivably do that in a day? Get to
Get to
the
Blaros and back.
fisherman
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
get back? Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be relatively easy. It's not near. It's to get to Lake Zarovich is kind of a hike. But it's not. I mean, it's like a half day. So there's a road, that kind of. There's a path. It took you what, a day and a half to get to the old mill?
No, we kind of cut the corner there. We only got there, I think it was a day.
A day. So yeah, it would probably be a couple hours to Lake Zarovich. Remember, there's a
Okay.
fair amount of traffic between the lake and Vallaki to sell these fishermen bring their catch in,
Right, right.
and bring it here. So yeah, it's doable.
I think we set off in the morning and get there and find them and see if he knows anything so we can get back for our evening of
Dinner. Yeah, if he could give us any clues.
All right, there's a few sore heads the next morning at just an hour after dawn as you wake up from the ale that was drunk the night before. But you rouse yourselves, saddle up. You guys don't have horses, do you?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Pull on your boots and begin heading towards Lake Zarovich. You walk for a couple hours, and during that time, you do see a couple of like wagons passing you, heading towards the lake. They're obviously, and you're like, oh, you get greeted by these people. These are obviously fishermen that stayed overnight in Vallakian and are heading back to the lake to,
Well, we'll
and the
ask them about Blaro and where he can be found.
Oh, they're very open about like Blaro is he has a place down in the lake, just a little bit to the east of the path, probably about like in this area right here.
Okay. Yeah, that'll help.
So yeah, and the although as they pass, your first inclination is to ask them for a ride, but then once you get a whiff of the back of the wagons, that
Not so
desire
much.
quickly passes.
Yeah. Smells a little like home.
It smells it smells a lot like fish and a little like guts. So it could be there, but you can see that it's obvious that these are fish carts and they're heading back out to it. When you get inside of the lake, you're struck by how large a Lake Zarovich is. When you get there, it's enormous. You cannot see all the way across it. So it's imagine I mean, so you can see sort of dimly on the other side of the lake. There are forests, and then in the far distance, mountains that rise up in the background. So you can see those that go past it. But you think that it's probably, oh hell, that the Lake Zarovich itself is probably 5 to 8 miles across.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And wider than you can see.
Yeah.
As you guys approach, you can see the hovels and cabins of these, and they're scattered all over the place. And you can see a lot of boats sort of going out on the lake. One of the things that you notice is that these boats do not go very far into the lake. Most of them are visible, and you're not sure if people have gone, super far and you just can't see them. But there are a fair amount of boats, a couple of dozen that you can see as you sort of top the rise and look down upon the lake, that are out there fishing. Some are larger boats that are using nets. Others are festooned with poles and trying to pull in fish that way. But there are a lot of boats out there. And there's a fair amount of activity along the shore too. And it doesn't take you long to see Blaro's, which has a big sort of hand-painted wood sign out of it. It's just a little bit askew. It's a larger building, but obviously not a home. It's more of a shop.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there are people going in and out of it. Fishermen of various sorts. One thing that you don't see are any female fishermen. It's all men.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give the bent hook to one of my comrades, and myself and the dwarf are going to stand outside to make sure nobody goes inside while they're talking to Blaro.
Okay. So you wait for people to come out and then you go in when the building is empty?
Yeah, that'll be the nice way to do it, but if they take too long, we might hurry that along.
You just shove them out. Get out.
But we'll go the nice route first.
Give me a quick. You and Tens and give me a quick intimidation check.
I actually have intimidating glare.
Okay, you want to use it? Put that in the thing. Let's see what that does.
Yeah, do that.
You can demoralize with a mere glare. When you do demoralize, demoralize loses the audio trait and gains the visual trait, and you don't take a penalty if the creature doesn't understand your language.
Okay.
So basically that it aids your intimidation, maybe?
No, it's how I can intimidate. I don't have to say anything.
Oh, okay.
I just have to give them a look.
Yeah.
Give him the look.
So demoralize is the new intimidate, and it's with a sudden shout, a taunt, or a cutting put down. You can shake an enemy's resolve, Dan. Cutting put down, I should say. Choose a creature within 30 feet. Attempt an intimidation check against the target's will DC. If the target doesn't understand the language you are speaking or you're not speaking a language, -4 penalty.
Well, that's the reason for the intimidating glare. It gets rid of the
Gets rid
language
of
and
that.
just makes it a look.
All right. All right. So if you want to demoralize them, go ahead and chase them out. Give us a little roll.
What would I roll for that?
So
Intimidation?
yeah,
Yeah, I
intimidation
would
is a
think.
skill. And then in this case, the skill you can do a couple of things. It's like intimidate to change somebody's attitude, or intimidate to demoralize them so that they
Hurry
are
along.
demoralized. Yeah. They become from a mechanic standpoint, they become frightened.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
And you can aid them. You can aid him as well.
That's
Those of you.
22.
That's pretty good. So all right. So yeah. So you there's a couple of people that seem to be lingering in Blaro's shop, but you kind of like come in there and you're just like, like get out. And they're like, you got it, and they scoot out. They scoot out. So who's inside and who's outside?
Myself and the dwarf will stay outside. If somebody else wants to stay outside, that's fine. But I suggest you all else go inside and just kind of roam around and see if you can see some stuff.
I
All right.
will.
All right, so you go inside after everybody's cleared out, and I don't know. I'm assuming Tenzin, you sort of shoot the bolt on the door to keep people coming in. And Balaro's behind the counter. He's sort of a big. He's a hefty guy. He's got a couple of big sort of pimples on his face, greasy black hair, thick sausage fingers. He licks his lips a lot when he talks. He's like, kind of looks at you guys and. Customers I haven't seen before. What can I do for you for?
I'll walk over to the counter,
Mm-hmm.
pull out the little fishing hook, and place it on the counter.
All right.
And I go, "Is this one of yours?"
Oh, it's a fish hook. I don't know if it's one of mine. I can replace it for you if you want. This one's damaged.
Well,
Bent all out of shape.
I'm looking for somebody who might have the skill to bend it out of shape and still use it.
Not sure what you mean. I don't know that you could use this for fishing the way it's bent like this. If you need a fish hook, I can certainly hook you up.
It wasn't used for fishing.
Use it.
Oh, what was it used for?
It seemed to pick a certain lock.
Pick a lock. Wow, that's a weird use for a fish hook. I don't know anything about any lock picking. I sell fishing equipment. If you're interested in fishing equipment, I'm your man. But if you're interested in petty larceny, then I don't have any truck with that.
How often do you sell hooks of this type?
Oh, every day. This is one of this kind of. He picks it up and kind of looks at it. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is a standard kind of hook. I have them made, by my smith out back. Makes them by the dozen for me. I sell them all the time."
Are they marked in any way?
What do you mean?
You
mean like
Batch number.
a batch number? No, nothing like that. Honestly, I sell them as fast as he can make them. I don't have time for batch numbers or marks or anything like that. He's like, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about here. If somebody used one of my hooks to break into a place or something like that, well, I got nothing to do with that. I'm strictly about fishing.
Sounds like aiding and abetting to me.
Eating and abetting, did you say?
Every time it licks out.
Yeah. I'm outside, so I'm not.
He does. I mean, he seems a little nervous in that. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in here asking him questions about fish hooks and break-ins, and they've locked the door, which is not, that's not great.
Do we have do any of us have the ability to tell if somebody's telling the truth or not?
Don't know. You'd have to ask the cleric with you. I know I don't.
What
And
would
who's
it
there?
what would it be
All I can do is stand around and be ashamed of this place burned to the ground.
what were you sense motive? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I
Or
don't. It's a basic action. So you try to tell whether a creature's behavior is normal. It's a basic two action
would that be a
thing.
deception?
It's yeah. I so I compare it to you do a perception check and then I do a deception check to see if what if you win or lose, and then I tell you the result. I tell you if what the results would be.
Um, I'm gonna turn and talk to Akuta
Okay.
slightly low, and I'd say we're trying to see if this guy's bullshitting us. And Akuta might be a little better at sensing that than
Okay.
myself, but
Although
um,
he has been doing some fairly poor perception checks.
I'm gonna strut around behind him like Luther the
Well, you
Anger
can have
Translator.
several people
yeah,
proceed.
yeah.
Oh no.
Natural one. He's telling the truth, sir.
He's telling the truth.
Well, have some other people that were listening.
Yeah. I mean,
Anybody can
No clue.
anybody can try.
I think Akuta maybe use that hook to break in and take the bones then.
All right, 13 perception. So Tenzin, you get the impression. So you get the impression that he's nervous, but you can't tell if he's nervous because he's guilty or he's nervous because he's been locked in with some people, of your size. I mean, you're like close to 7 feet tall, Tenzin. So you can't tell if he's nervous about that or if he's now when you get a look at him, he's corpulent, but he also looks powerful. He's got thick, meaty arms, and you do give me another quick perception check. Both you and Akuda, and honestly,
Anybody else in there can do it.
anybody
Yeah.
who's in the room can give me one.
You remind me how to open my character sheet. This is the first time all night I had to open it. So
You just click on it.
Oh,
There's a good
Akuda with the nat twinzo.
nice. Okay, you don't need
wow.
it.
I woke up.
one.
All right, so Tenzin, you don't notice it at first, but Akuda like gives you a little nudge and sort of kind of like looks down there, and you can see that about a foot away from Blaro's right hand, which is resting on the counter, sort of gingerly. You can see below it on one of the shelves. You can see what looks to be a large morning star, a large spiked club.
Hmm.
And Matt, if you can't open your thing, go to journal and see if your name is there, and that's how you get your character sheet.
Yeah, scroll down towards the bottom. You should see it. I see
Journal
it.
is the second one from the left.
On the left-hand side or the right-hand side?
Third for me.
Top of your page on the right side. There's little images, art library and journal.
Journal.
You
Okay,
want
journal's the third one.
journal.
Okay.
It would be in here.
Okay. Yeah. So I see. Where the hell is
I mean, I can see him in mine.
Yeah, click on journal, then scroll all the way down. He should be
Let me
down.
try this. Let me show it to everybody and see if that will help. Why is it not doing it?
Okay, now he just popped up on the screen. I don't know if you did that. I don't think I did it.
No, he
I
didn't.
might have done it.
Okay.
You did he just disappear?
No, he's still there.
Okay, that was you then.
Yeah, so I'm all right, so then I go to say perception, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right side, middle of your page.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, Hex, you don't see it. This guy looks nervous, and you're thinking guilty. He looks guilty. He smells guilty. He's licking his lips all the time. This guy did it.
This wood looks pretty dry.
But yeah, Akuda, and Tenzin, he points it out. His hand is sort of like edging closer to this club. It's not a proper morning star. It's really a big sort of piece of gnarled wood, like a cudgel that has a single spike driven through it.
I will reach over and place my hand on top of his
Okay.
and say, "You shouldn't reach for that."
All right. He gets even more nervous. He pulls his hand. Do you let his hand get away?
Yeah, I'll let him pull his hand back.
All right. He pulls his hand back and steps backward. He's like, "Look, I don't want any trouble. But
Well,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I sell fish hooks to everybody. If somebody uses my fish hook to do something against the law, well, that they should take that. You should take that up with the constables. I I'm just
I'm
just a
just
fisherman supply guy.
I'm just asking if you know of anybody who might have such skills.
No, I don't know of anybody like that. I deal with honest fishermen. They go out there, they catch the fish, and they sell them in Vallakian. I don't even go to Vallakian that much anymore. Go to the town anymore unless I need hardtack and a bit of a bit of wine. But I don't know anybody like that. No, none of my customers would ever steal anything.
Hmm.
You're banging on the door now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. You hear on the door. And he kind of looks over like, I don't know who that is, but it's probably a customer. You should let him in. Like I said, I got nothing to tell you. I can't help you.
Hmm.
Let him in.
I just
Or
poked
at
my
least-
head in so this guy sees another 7-footer and say,
Okay. And he's like, oh shit.
get the information out of him. I got a couple of customers out of here that he might want to sell to while he's still drawing breath. And then I close the door.
Oh.
All right.
Hmm.
Give me a demoralize roll.
From
An
myself.
intimidate check. No, ZZ Top.
Oh. Well, again, I'm just poking it in and letting them take over for that, but that's fine.
All right. Just poke it in, but that's the thing. What'd you roll?
11.
11. Okay. So those of you at the counter, he's obviously nervous. He's backed up against sort of like the back counter. So he's still within reach to you, Tenzin, but he's obviously concerned about you guys. What are the Akuda, I know you're helping Tenzin sort of look at things. What about Hexanguinate and Iggy and Velcro? What are you guys doing? You guys are
I'm
sort of
just
just like standing
leaning
around
against this light
shoplifting.
pole, officer. I'm not doing nothing.
I'm not doing
Just
nothing.
here.
Yeah.
What, I mean,
Loading up with
you guys just
fishing
shoplifting
supplies,
fishing
man.
equipment, or
Yeah, I
No,
was
we're
trying to be
just
the heavy
watching.
here. I was trying to be the tiny heavy. I was doing my Luther the anger translator, just pacing behind the
pacing behind
interrogators here, like,
Akuda, lighting
oh,
things on fire?
I don't think he's
Look,
being
this is
honest.
combustible.
Oh, this whole place is going down.
Velcro, what about you? You've been inordinately quiet. Is there anything you're doing?
I'm following the crew, ready to rock and roll.
Waiting for
I'm not-
waiting
I
for it to
ain't
go.
too
Okay.
good. I ain't too good at theater of the mind, so I'm ready for roll for initiative.
Well, I don't know if you guys. I don't. It might be tough since I don't have a map or a token for
No, that's
Laura.
right. I'll wait. I can wait all century.
So, all right. So, yeah, I mean, he continues to tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. I sell fishing equipment. And that's all I do. If somebody's using one of my fish hooks to break into a place, I don't know anything about it.
Poke my head back in and say, maybe the blacksmith knows when he made that hook, or, get a list of who he sold hooks to recently. I can't keep these people at bay all day.
All right. Well, I mean, if you want to take a look around the other side, there is a courtyard in the back, and there's a small sort of half-ass looking little forge in there, and there's a dude, skinny looking dude, maybe 20 years old, and he's stringing out wire and making and popping hooks out of it. He doesn't look like a proper blacksmith, and honestly, these hooks don't look like they're all that fancy, but he does seem to have an inkling as to what he is doing. Sallow-faced, skinny, dark hair, maybe Vistani blood.
Yeah, if nothing else, determine if that's a bolero hook.
I'll actually I'll grab the hook up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say I'm gonna talk to your smith for a little bit. You stay here.
It's my shop. Where am I gonna go?
and I'll walk into the back.
All right. So he's outside in the back. So the Smith, like I said, is sallow looking, skinny kid, lank hair, dark hair. Maybe Vistani, maybe not. He kind of looks up. He's like, "Who are you guys? What do you want? I'm very busy back here. I got a lot of work to do." Blaro's inside.
Well, we're
I want
actually
to see
looking.
you, Hook Boy.
We're,
All right, go ahead.
we're looking for a Smith of your caliber who might be proud of his work and be able to tell me, and I'll lay it down on the anvil, when this might have been made, if it was within the past week or if it's an older version, a newer version.
So he lays down the wire that he's working on and the pliers that he takes a look at it. He's like, "Yeah, I'll look at it." He picks it up, kind of looks at it, holds it up to the light, kind of looks at it again. He's like, "Yeah, this is one of mine. I made this. Oh, it looks old. It looks fairly old. I probably made this a couple months ago. I don't know when it was sold. I just make them. I don't sell them. You want to talk to Blaro about that. But yeah, it's probably one of mine. Looks like one of mine."
Cool.
Mm.
All right, so
Go ahead.
To continue.
I'm stumped here. I'm not sure where we can get all these guys that we haven't already got, unless we're gonna
Yeah, other
race
than
them,
if he knows somebody that bought some hooks 2 months ago, yeah, you're probably SOL.
hold Blardo under the water and have him look for until he remembers who sold us hook
You
to.
come into Barovia like a street gang. You're just like, "We're taking over."
You don't need a fish hook when I just jam your face into the water. You see any fish down there? I don't know. I suddenly went from lawful good to less more flexible. It seems like suddenly after my pastry encounter.
Sorry, I'm writing that down. I've suddenly gone from lawful good to much more flexible. All right. Yeah, he doesn't, he's like, he goes like, "I just make them. I don't sell them. This one looks like, based on the wear and tear and based on the shape and that kind of stuff, this one looks like a batch that he made a couple of months ago."
So it's one that you feel has been used some.
Yeah, this has definitely been in the water. He's like, "Look, you see the corrosion here and that kind of stuff? That's it's definitely been in the lake." Talks about the barb is a little twisted.
Yeah,
this has been in a fish's mouth, I guarantee it.
You wouldn't happen to tell me if any of the fishermen have what do I want to say? Lock capabilities?
Locksmithing
Capabilities?
Give me a diplomacy check. Do we still do diplomacy anymore here?
I
think we do.
Yeah, diplomacy's in there.
All right, give me a diplomacy check.
I don't have a place in it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
it's a charisma skill. Does anybody have it?
Have one of the better looking guys do it.
It's a sliding scale in this party.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
Iggy's charisma is quite high, and I think Velcro's got it.
There you go. Velcro's got it.
There it is. All right. So at this point, the cleric comes up and says, "Perhaps you would. I guess you would ask what Velcro. What are you asking this kid with that 22 diplomacy check?" I like Hank Sanguinary. He's just threatening the shit out of people everywhere.
Oh boy, you're gonna get
it. Be real terrible if you caught on fire.
I'm gonna bring all 3 feet and 2 levels up on your business.
We're trying to ask politely without scaring the kid if he knows if any of the fishermen are thieves. Well, locksmiths, burglars.
Penchant for break-ins.
Yeah.
Muted.
Guys, I gotta go to bed. I'm turning into a pumpkin.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's late.
It's 11. So.
All right, let's hear what Velcro has to say.
Velcro, you're muted, dude.
Yeah.
What are you told?
We can see you talking with your hands, but we're not hearing any noise.
There you go.
I'll say, very interesting, young lad. Tell me more.
Tell me more. All right, so he kind of gets a look on his face and sort of a smirk, and he basically says, "Look, I'm not." He kind of looks around. He's like, "I'm not one of them, right? But sometimes people bring me things, and I've helped them find people to sell them to."
Oh, is that a
Uh,
fence over there?
So, hey, look. He's like, look, it's not much, and I don't do it on a regular basis, but sometimes I do favors for friends in this regard. If you've got something, if you're looking for the person who used this, maybe I know some people, maybe I don't.
Listen,
But
this my name is Velcro. What's your name?
that's a great question.
Can you ask him what hand he uses to swing his hammer
Make
with?
it start. Make it start with a D.
D.
Like
Demetrios.
Where's I? Oh, here we go. Hold on. Demetrios. Yeah, it's Demetrios. No, it's hold on, I'll tell you in just a moment. It's Vive. V I
Vive.
Vive. Viwe. Vive.
Vive. All right. Well,
Andalante,
Vive.
Vive.
Well,
We're gonna do some talking. Like it's very interesting. I think I can make you some money here. I got a lot of guys behind me and gals. We got a lot of stuff we need to like sell, but definitely on the DL. So, or on the VL in your case. So, let's just talk next week or next time we get together.
Next time we get together.
In
And
30
so
seconds, sometime.
so you get a vibe from this guy that he's like, well, yeah, I think that would be great to talk about that kind of stuff. The look of greed in his eyes. I mean, you can't miss it. But looking at him, you have to wonder what kind of connections he might have to be an effective fence. I mean, this is a guy I mean, every indication seems to indicate that he doesn't live in town. He lives down here by the lake.
I know, but
So
Listen, B,
base,
you're offense and defense. You're a V fence. We're good.
basically, we would ask him if he could maybe put us in contact with that individual to work a job for us.
Okay. So he's like, yeah, I think that'd be possible. He lives in town, but let me uh let me get a message to him. And where are you guys staying in Vallaki? Y'all
Um,
staying in Vallaki? Because I could maybe have him come see it. Where are you staying at?
actually, we could probably meet you back here. That might be a little easier.
No, Vallaki was where we were at. So
I'm just trying to keep the constables out of it.
You don't want the world's collide. Okay. Well, he goes, I could probably make that happen. Give me a day or two.
Yeah, sure thing. We'll meet at the top of the church at precisely midnight.
All right, perfect. All right, so he passes with a greasy handshake and is like, looking forward to doing business with you guys. I think this is going to be very profitable.
Oh, and don't let Blaro know.
Oh, I don't let Blaro know anything. He's a big man. He runs the shop. I make the hooks, but that's as far as it goes with us.
Good to meet you, V.
All right, good to meet you guys. I think it's going to be very profitable indeed.
It's going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
And you say he kind of looks Vistani?
Yeah, he looks a little Vistani. So maybe part Vistani, or maybe not doesn't exhibit all of the classic characteristics that black. He's got black hair, skin's a little dark, but it's not what you would call olive. So maybe part Vistani, maybe he just doesn't look the part and can pass it. You don't know, but he definitely has a larcenous bone.
Gotcha. His mother's name Cher. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. No.
Oh, God, well, that's a deep cut. You have to be above 50 to even have an inkling what that joke means. His mother's name is Cher. Everybody under 50 right now is going, what the hell are you talking about?
What are you just talking about?
You mean Cher from the Battleship video that my mom likes? That Cher? Oh, not that Cher. A different Cher entirely.
All right. Good
All right,
night.
well, It's well after 11. We'll stop there. Bit of a interstitial night tonight, but we got a lot of interesting stuff done. We got a lot of information. Still some gaps in your information, but hopefully this will lead to some interesting things.
Very good. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. Two
Thank
weeks
you.
from tonight.
Everybody.
2 weeks from tonight, we are
Three.
back. Three?
I think
Is it
it's
three?
I think it's
Three?
three because second and fourth,
No,
right?
no, next
Uh,
weekend's a half weekend, so it's Sunday. Next Sunday would be the first Sunday of the month.
Ooh, that's right. So we were going to have something else going on. Oh, so actually, that's the fifth Sunday in May. So we've
Yeah.
got a freebie. So I'll put it out there. Would you guys be interested in playing Ravenloft again?
We're open.
Yes, I
I'm open.
would.
All right,
Sure.
let me run it by the B team guys to make sure they don't have a conniption. But we'll see. So
Well, if they have a
I will
connection, let us know if we can roll intimidation and
Oh,
take
we'll send Xandarius and Tenzin over there. Look, B team guys.
For diplomacy.
This is going to be a Ravenloft game, and that's as far as it goes.
That's it.
Capiche? So, all right, let me
How about
put it out
this?
to the collective and see
All
what
right.
it is. So, and those of you who are
Is B team?
local,
Wait a minute, is B team PF2 also?
no, that's PF1.
Well, can we do a rumble? Like us against them?
100% we can do a rumble.
what level are they?
Well, they're pretty high level,
All right.
like 9-ish.
Well, we're gonna poison their food and
Yes.
let Hex burn them while they
Yes.
sleep.
Hex will burn them. You just tie Hex to a like a trebuchet, aim it at the inn that they stay at, and just like
Take them out, baby. Take them out.
nice. I
All
like
right.
it. I like it a lot.
Good
All right,
night.
gents. Have a great Memorial Day tomorrow and a short work week, and we'll all talk soon.
All right.
Very good.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Good
Thank you,
night.
guys.
Take care.
This is awesome.
Later,
Night-night.
all.
Later,
Good night.
dudes.